Sunset on the evening season. But she tell me say she tired of the exploit and the liars. She give them reggae, give them beaches, give them flowers and the ferns. All she got is abuse in return. But I say, don't you worry yourself, mama. Hey, Chronix is here to your help, mama. Ooh, I said no worry yourself, mommy. One thing me I beg you do for me. And I say smile, girl, smile. Smile for me, Jamaica. And I said smile, girl, smile. Hey, smile for me, Jamaica. Never you cry, here am I. Girl, I'm here for you. try. Oh my, that she asked me, and this I want me say. A sweet, sweet chronics, you give them. The one drop beat pan a rhythm. Are you give them bob with a different step in? Are you give them bolt, nobody can run left in? Boy, but see ya, they must see you say you're out of ideas. You give them art and sweet literature. You're gonna make the world see the better picture. I said no worry yourself, mama. Chronics is here to your help, mama. Hey, I said no worry yourself, mommy. One thing me I beg you do for me. And I said smile, yeah, smile, boy. Smile for me, Jamaica. And I said smile, girl, smile, wow, 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 wow. Smile for me, Jamaica. Never you cry, you're a while, whoa. For me, Jamaica. And I said smile.
riding through the ruts, don't you complicate your mind. Flee from hate, mischief and jealousy. Don't bury your thought, put your vision to reality. Yeah. All together now, wake up and live. Wake up and live. Wake up and wake up and live. Yeah. Wake up and wake up and live. Rise. Ye mighty people. Yeah. There's work to be done, so let's do it a little by little. Rise from your sleepless slumber. Yes, 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 yes. We're more than sand and the seashore. We're more than numbers. All together now. Wake up and live. Wake up and live now. You see one cocoa full of basket. Already you see live big today. Tomorrow you're buried in a casket. One cocoa full of basket. Yeah, yes. Already you see live big today. Tomorrow you're buried in a casket. All together now. Wake up and live. Yeah. Wake up and live. Keep on playing. Yeah, yeah. Break it down. Come on now. How's the feeling over there? Wake up. Yeah, 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 yeah. Come on now. You gotta wake up and live. Life is one big road with lots of signs. Yes. So when you're riding through the ruts, don't you complicate your mind. Flee from hate, mischief and jealousy. Don't bury your thought, put your dream to reality. Yeah. All together now. Wake up and live. Yeah. I've got you on my mind. Oh, and now you are here. I said it's okay to see what we will do, baby. Just me and you, come on and stir it up. I would say, little darling, stir it up. Come on, baby. Come on and stir it up. Yeah. Little darling, stir it up. Oh. Start to stir it together. Then I blaze the fire. Then I satisfy your heart desires. Said I steer it together every minute. All you got to do, baby, is keep it in it and stir it up. Come on, little darling, stir it up. I will make this baby. Come on and stir it up. Oh, oh. Little darling, stir it up. Oh. And then quench me when I'm thirsty. Come and cool me down, baby, when I'm hot. Your recipe, darling, is so tasty, and you show and still your part so stir it up. Oh, little darling, stir it up. Come on, girl. Come on and stir it up. Oh, little darling, stir it up. Stir it up. Oh, little darling, stir it up. Come on, girl. Come on and stir it up. Oh, little darling, stir it up. Stir it, baby, stir it. Come on and stir it up. Oh, little darling, stir it up. Stir it, stir it, stir it. Better must come, 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 better must come.
Order. Now my court is in session. Will you please stand? First, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Judge 1000 Years. Some people call me Judge Better Must Come. I am from Africa, and I come to try all you politicians for selling out black people. In my court, only me talk, as I am vexed. This is the people's court. Now what you have here today?
Well, Your Honor, we have defendants, Senator Sankey Singh and Senator Change Your Mind. Also here is Mr. Religious Belief, but I think we shall deal with the senators today. At a later date, we will deal with religious belief.
All right. Politician Sankey Singh and politician Change My Mind. You are brought here for tricking black people by promising them good living every 5 years. You have been selling out black people to foreigners.
Your Honor.
Hush up! I'm not finished yet. What you want to do? Promise me to? I see the rich getting richer and the poor dying.
Your Honor, fundamentally, if I might say something at this point in time.
Shut up! This is the people's court, and I'm not allowing any politicking here. If you disturb me again, I will give you 1,000 years for contempt of court. You are also charged for charging people too much taxes because of your mismanagement, spending money then taxing the people for it. You keep borrowing money from the IMF and the World Bank in the people's name, continuing the oppression of black people by the same colonial masters. Why you can't learn? No so-called third world country have been able to break loose from these money hawks. You have black people in a vicious cycle.
If it wasn't for me, black people in this country would still be worshipping the Statue of Liberty. Well, tell me how come you change your mind now?
Shut up! What you trying to do? Confuse the court? I am giving you both 1,000 years on the first account. From 1938 until now, you have been dividing black people. You're promising the people them right back into slavery. No. The only thing you have been truthful about is your thing about out of many one.
Your Honor, that was taken from my Uncle Sam.
Yes, because it's only one people that clean the street. It's one people that eat out a garbage heap. One people that cut sugar cane. One people in a sun and rain. And one people that tile. And it's one people that see a collect the kyle. And speaking of Uncle Sam, I shall also charge you for giving rise to crack and cocaine in this country by killing off the ganja plant that used to help our foreign exchange deficit. I am giving you 1,000 years for the crimes of Anthony Gurley, Godfather Don, and Mr. Crackstone.
But, Your Honor,
shut up! You should be hanged, but I shall be lenient and give you both 1,000 years. I have been noticing that in your airports, only outgoing passengers are caught with drugs, but never tourists. Yet we don't grow cocaine here, but it keeps getting more common and common.
But the tourist business is very vital to our national development.
Vital? Vital to who? With your all-exclusive hotels? Tourists will soon think that Negroes are next island by itself. You claim that the poor can't take no more, but you're not giving them anything. I see more Benz than nada, and I hear that a car that costs 20,000 in Miami costs 800,000 here. What you do with all those extra money at customs? You keep talking about tourist harassment. What you call what them doing with Jamaicans in foreign? Every day them talking about Jamaican posse.
Your Honor, as you can plainly see, when I was in power, things were going to get right. I had all the white people with money on my side. All the brown people were starting to feel as if they were living in Miami.
But what about black people?
Well, as I was just getting around to them, I lost the elections, Your Honor. That is no excuse, Your Honor. Before him, black people were getting very self-sufficient. Brown people were starting to acquire homes in Miami. That is because they were running away, Your Honor. White people started to say, I and I. Your Honor, if it wasn't for him and his black ideology, we would reach much further. Your Honor, he never have poor people on the mind. That is why we're having so much trouble now. Your Honor, it's him change, not me. Your Honor, Him have a party of gangs. It's him says so himself.
Shut up. I see no difference between both of you. You both following the same things that has and is still keeping down black people.
When you're not in power, Your Honor, it is easy to say this and that. But when you have power, it is very different. A different song you have to sing.
I am giving you both another 1,000 years. None of you have the solutions to black people problem. I suggest you read the philosophy and opinions of Marcus Garvey. Study him carefully, then I might just grant your pardon. And another thing, before on the beginning of the sentence, both of you should visit Arcade and see how poor women run business from nothing. Let the domestic helpers show you how to use $130 to feed a family of 6 for 1 week. Now take them away.
Stop your fussing and the fighting, brothers. A chain is as strong as its weakest link. Each one is brother's keeper. As a unity is the foundation of survival. Got to let your love come shining through. See, stop your fussing and the fighting, brothers. Now's the time for uniting the sisters. Oh, now, stop your fussing and the fighting, brothers. Now's the time for uniting sisters. Why lose your soul because of folly? Leaving behind your woman and baby, allowing them to face the judgment of the world. Man, woman, boy, and girls. Yeah. Stop the fussing and the fighting, brothers. Say stop your fussing and the fighting, brothers. Oh, yeah. Stop the fussing and the fighting, brothers. Oh, now. Now's the time for uniting sisters. Yeah.
Bess FM, Bess FM, Bess FM, Bess FM.
Now, yeah. Every little thing you run for you go. See you little more, your life fall down. Yeah, you go to the world.
The station that rules the nation. From state to state, country to country.
Bess FM.
We play the hits just for you.
No. Say stop your fussing and the fighting, brothers. Now's the time for uniting.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's the
Bess FM, the champion.
and you've got it.
Exalt positive vibes.
of the market. Jah know me no know what one. Too much confusion. Them beat up the poor taxi man. The youth them get wild. Walk one full little island. Too much injustice situation. We need a change. We need a change. This corrupt system, it need to rearrange. We need a change. We need a change. A full time now, we turn a different page. When me say change, me mean all kind of ways. Like decrease the tax and increase the peers. Tired for work for just minimum wage. Been too long this tribulation. We have faced it for months and days. You politician, Mr. Big Man. Why you want poor people cry tears over the years? We need a change. We need a change. This corrupt system, it needs to rearrange. We need a change. We need a change. A full time now, we turn a different page. To all the things said we not like it. Them take the man style out of the market. Jah know me no know what one. Too much confusion. Them beat up the poor taxi man. The youth them get wild. Walk one for little island. Too much injustice situation. We need a change. We need a change. This corrupt system, it needs to rearrange. We need a change. We need a change. A full time now, we turn a different page. We need to take a stand. Certain things need to stop. As a quint another get a huge drop. When you hear from the shout, him get killed by cop. It's our next innocent life that make we demonstrate. We cannot live in a this state. The entire place devastate. That's why I just attack the truth. Better youths, pre-life on a different angle. Don't get caught in Babylon triangle. No easy, not the concrete jungle. Say it no simple. We need a change. We need a change. This corrupt system, it needs to rearrange. We need a change. We need a change. A full time now, we turn a different page. Make we turn a different page. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This system needs to rearrange. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Cinnamon, where you gonna run to? Oh, Cinnamon, where you gonna run to? Oh, Cinnamon, where you gonna run to? All along the way. You run to the sea. The sea was a boiling. You run to the sea. The sea was a boiling. You run to the sea. The sea was a boiling all along the way. You run to the rock. The rock was a melting. You run to the rock. The rock was a melting. You run to the rock. The rock was a melting all along the day. Oh, Cinnamon, where you gonna run to? Oh, Cinnamon, where you gonna run to? Oh, Cinnamon, where you gonna run to? Run to the Lord. Lord, won't you hide me? You run to the Lord. Lord, won't you hide me? You run to the Lord. Lord, won't you hide me all along the day? Lord says cinnamon. You should be praying. The Lord says cinnamon. You should be praying. The Lord says cinnamon. You should pray all along the day. You run to the devil. The devil was waiting. You run to the devil. The devil wasn't waiting. You run to the devil. The devil was waiting all along the day. So I say, oh, cinnamon, where you gonna run to? Oh, cinnamon, I wanna know you gonna run to. Oh, cinnamon, tell me where you gonna run to all along the day. I wanna know, yeah. Oh, cinnamon, where you gonna run to? Oh, cinnamon, where you gonna run? Yeah. Give us the teaching of Marcus Garvey. Kebranekas means glory of kings. Give I and I Selassie and keep the images of lies for yourself. People without a vision perish like suicide. You tell me it's not about color, still you refuse to take the picture off the wall. All you do is trick the brothers and keep them confused. They don't know who to call on in this spiritual war. Now tell me of a paradise in the sky when that's a lie. And now tell me I was born in sin and shaped in iniquity when love created I. Look how many prophets tried to open our eyes. You can't fool me. Look how they're treating us. New millennium slavery, hiding the chains and still beating us daily. Now we're mentally poisoned to fight with black skin. And bleaching at the inting, far out and far in sin. You tell me it's not about color, still you refuse. Take the picture out your books. I know that's not how he looks. Kush. All you do is trick the brothers and keep them confused. They don't know who to call on in this heretical war. Don't tell
Radio, as you know it, is extinct. This is a new species of music station. This is the all-new 100. Why change and buy into technology?
Now you're being harder. Ooh yeah. Just carry me through everything. I have no fear for anything. Jah gave me all the strength I need to make it through this world I was born in. Rastafari is my peace of mind. Jah, thank you for your loving kindness, for every drop of air I breathe, and for waking me up this morning and when I Only my eyes I can see all the possible things people could be. Jaja be my guide, cause I can only protect my flesh. But people wear disguises, help me realize. Teach me love unconditionally. Can't go around preying everybody. The closest of friends will deceive you badly. I learned that Rastafari is my family. So when I'm traveling in the streets today, please, Jaja never leave my side. And every day the same prayer I say, and I'm saying it to one more time. When I'm traveling in the streets I pray, I'm begging you please, never leave I and I. Oh, Jaja,
Don't you leave. Inna me going out and inna me coming in. Please watch over I. Protect my family when I no localize. When chatting through these streets, keep my focus right, no oversight. A battlefield, this life is so much light. But with you as my guide and shield, any pain I man feel, time will heal, yeah. It's a joy to know it's sign and see. Confident in the victory. Anytime you see the naughty
treading in the streets today, please, Jaja never leave my side. And every day the same prayer I say, and I'm saying it to one more time. When I'm treading in the streets I pray, Jaja never left I and I.
Morning. Good morning. It is indeed a good morning. Good morning to the Morning Connection. We thank you for waiting on us. A little bit of blockage this morning, but we're up and ready. And morning to Akebulan, all the way in Toronto. This is your Morning Connection as we go to our 7 o'clock break. Hurry up and come back.
Bess FM-100 on your dial. Keep listening.
If you're a business owner looking to take your operations online, then the National Export-Import Exim Bank has a special product just for you. It's called the Exim E-Commerce Funder. The $100 million loan fund is a partnership between the Exim Bank and the Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Association, JMEA. The Exim E-Commerce Funder is perfect for businesses looking to upgrade their operations as well as develop digital platforms to sell their products and services online.
With the explosion of the internet and more so in recent times during the pandemic, we saw a greater need and a greater focus where a lot of businesses pivoted and were focused on meeting the clients instead of clients coming to their doors. So brick and mortar kind of stopped that a little. So we saw an opportunity to explore and to expose and to develop and to encourage our clients to be more profitable.
Manager Loan Origination and Business Development at Exim Bank, Hope Nicholson. Mr. Nicholson says businesses will see several benefits as they take advantage of the numerous growth opportunities available online.
Because we are fully aware that e-commerce is the way forward, and the development of this product will assist our clients with some of the most essential things, such as improving their digital future, digital footprint in the e-commerce space, business digitization, as well as transformation. Help the clients to appeal to a wider audience and access to global markets.
Business owners can borrow up to $5 million under the program, or a minimum of $1 million.
The maximum term is up to 5 years, and the maximum amount is $5 million. and the minimum amount is 1 million. But we have a maximum financing amount of 80% of the cost. What is important though, we just want to let our clients know that their success is our success. I have remained a friend of the private sector, and the SME sector is one that we really focus on. I just want to drive that sector of the economy so we can continue to contribute to economical growth and development for a better Jamaica.
He adds that the loan facility is very affordable.
So we have very low interest rates. Our rate is only 5%. So we know that is even less than the current BOJ treasury rate. Our commitment fee is 2.3% of the loan amount. That's inclusive of GCT. And we also give the client the option where they can finance their loan fees from the loan proceeds. It is financing of equipment, also helping with the development, maintenance, and hosting of websites. It's also assisting with online marketing.
Mr. Nicholson says all JMEA members can access the facility, as well as all micro, small, and medium-sized businesses.
Business must be incorporated for 2 years or more. Some of the basic document requirements are business registration documents, which is a certificate of good standing, a tax compliance certificate, and we do have a few KYC, know your customer, documentations, which would incorporate the ID, the proof of address, the credit bureau consent form, our customer agreement, and a simple application form that we.
The process to apply is simple. You can do so online or in person at the office of the Exim Bank.
Persons can apply on our website. They can visit our offices at 85 Hope Road, Kingston 6, or they can call any one of our business development officers, and we will make the necessary arrangements to meet with the client and also to just walk them through the process.
Manager Loan Origination and Business Development at Exim Bank, Hopeton Nicholson. For more information about the Exim e-commerce funder loan facility, visit eximbankja.com or call 876-630-1400.
A production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
Come in, my DJ,
and give the people the information. Hear this: before a hurricane come, you have to go through a list of things where you need and things where have to fix, like your roof, your doors and your window them. Buy your nails, hooks and fasteners and fix them. Get your hammer, your pliers, your rope and your wire. Stock up with ply and a whole heap of lumber. Plastic tarpaulin and plastic bag, kerosene stove and a coal stove, kerosene lamp, matches and candle. Yo, trim the tree them and clean the drains. As how you prepare before a hurricane. Be prepared. Prevention is better than cure. Better listen to ADPEM.
A message from the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management.
Best FM 100.1, 100.3, 100.5, 7 and 9. Hey, yeah.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. God is good. This is your radio pastor and friend, Reverend Simon Peter Jones, inviting you, my friends, to listen every Tuesday evening on Bess100 FM at 7:30 p.m. for the program The Voice of Hope, as we extend hope to the hopeless in this dying world. God is good. Be encouraged. Hope is in the Lord.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-382-528 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales for a better choice.
Veg Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Veg Printers, your best choice in printing.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Morning, welcome to The Morning Connection. We greet you this morning and hope that you're doing well. I hope you enjoyed the music that was being played, and I learned something this morning. Wow. Boy, I tell you, this technology is so very powerful. So good morning to all of you who are out there already processing, going about your business in Jamaica land that we love, those on the buses, those who are in their cars, those who are in their offices. We greet you this morning and glad that you are alive. We greet those who are present with us on our stream. I saw Agepulan, Agebulan greeting us this morning all the way from Toronto. I was just asking him. He indicated that it was getting very, very cold. And I'm saying, you're not coming to sunny Jamaica to be with us, to join up with all of what is happening. But indeed, it is a very good day to be alive. And remember this. Whoever does the will of God lives forever. Yesterday, I was in Psalms 118, and I want to go back there because I've kind of stuck there, because it says to us that in terms of all of what is happening, we must adopt for ourselves an attitude of praise and of thanksgiving. And I'm saying to myself, that is abnormal. That don't make no sense at all. But you know, a simple thing that I have learned is that praise opens the door, shifts the attention away from you. And because you're praising God, it causes him to look up, you know. Somebody is bigging you up, is lifting you up in spite of every and anything that is happening. Psalms 118:29 says, "Oh, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good, for his loving kindness." Other version says, "His mercy endures forever." You are my God, and I give thanks to you. You are my God. I extol you. Amazing. Amazing. The Lord is God, and he has given us light. So this morning, blessed are you if you come in the name of the Lord your God. This is the day that the Lord has made, and I'm going to rejoice. I invite you to rejoice and be glad in it with me. Because another psalm says to us, some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we are risen and we stand upright. Let me read that one for you. May the name of the Lord, God of Jacob, set you securely on high and defend you in battle. May he send you help from the sanctuary, that's where he dwells, and support and strengthen you from Zion. May he remember all your meal offering and accept your burnt offering. May he grant you today your heart's desire and fulfill all your plans. We will sing joyously over your victory. And in the name of our God, we'll set up our banners. May the Lord fulfill all your petitions. Now, I know, do you know for yourself that the Lord saves his anointed? Are you the anointed of God? Are you one who can stand in his presence and say, no, say, God have me back, as we say here in Jamaica. If God have your back, you're good to go. He will answer him from his holy heaven with the saving strength of his right hand. The right hand of God speaks to the strength and the power of God in your situation. And this is the part. Some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we will remember and trust in the name of the Lord our God. Some of the times you ask yourself, what is in a name? What is in a name? But you know, there's a lot in a name, because if you were to say, well, I'm coming in the name of Pastor Percy, but if you go somewhere and you say, I'm coming in the name of Andrew Holness, you get people's attention immediately, simply because there's power in the name and what the name represents in our country. But listen to this. Some trust in chariots and some in horses. But we will remember and trust. Not only trust, remember what God has done for you already. And he'll do it again for you in the present time. They have bowed down and have fallen. But because we have trusted in God, in Jehovah, in Adonai, El Shaddai, we have risen and we are standing upright. Oh Lord. This was a psalm of David. Save the King. May the King, the eternal King, the King of the earth, the King of the universe, answer us in the day that we call. I'm just reminding you this morning. Look up. Look up. Because that is where your help comes from. Some people have said, we look up today, it's not. In a symbolic and figurative way. If you're looking down, you're going to buck your toe. But if you're looking up and see the way that you're going, if you're looking up and lifting up your head in the situation, then you can see along the horizon. You can see the opportunities that are there for you. Look up. Look forward. Look around. See all of what is happening in terms of the goodness of the Father to you in the land of the living. So look, your redemption is coming. Your redemption is drawing nigh. It is coming unto you. Look up, look up, look up, my friend. Some of the things that we spoke about yesterday seem to have continued in the news. I remember we spoke about what was happening in regards to the health system and the fact that only now, even though there has been an outbreak in the system and mothers and fathers have been crying because they have lost their little one. And it just came to light. The Minister of Health is going to make a statement in Parliament. In other circumstances, other situations, a minister had to resign, had to step away. He made some unfortunate comments in regards to what he said then. But the question we ask is, how different is that situation? And interestingly, in that situation, it was the minister himself, without any provocation or anybody, came to Parliament and says, we have a problem. And we have reached out to PAHO to help us in regards to this whole situation. This one, it was the press, whether it was based on a different motivation. I don't know what it was. But it was, the story was broken by that radio station. But we look and we say, okay, a lot of people seem to be backtracking. If you follow what's happening on social media in terms of what has happened, let's push it aside and, well, don't do anything. Yesterday a caller says, what's happening here? Is there no accountability for anyone? Because you see, it sends a very, very strong message to all of us who are looking on in terms of person's perception. So that continues. There was a demonstration yesterday at the Spanish Town Hospital, and Mr. Green, who I think is the CEO, Eastern Region CEO, says no bacterial outbreak, which is causing the baby deaths. Then what is causing the children to die at the Spanish Town Hospital? And then, of course, I mentioned what had happened in terms of Parliament and the privilege of Parliament. And to quote a gentleman who I enjoy reading, don't always agree with him, but I think he's hit the nail right on the head, and pointed to the fact that, hello, it's time that the political parties take the business of the people seriously. Because some of the times, instead of seriously addressing and having dialogue that bring about real solutions for us as a people, because that's what we elect our leaders to do. We know there are problems. Everybody know there are problems. But if you say that you're a leader, it means before you come in, you would have thought about the problems and you had given some brain matter work to it in terms of saying, what are the real policy solutions considering all of the things that are impacting that situation? And the person was saying, in regards to that, I don't know, should the minister, the MP have been censored? Because when you get into Parliament and you're supposed to represent everybody within your constituency, because remember, you are the member of Parliament, not for the Green or for the Orange people. You are the member of Parliament for everybody, even those who don't give a hoot about the political process. You are still their MP, and they look to you for leadership. So, to quote what was said, everywhere in my constituency that's unsafe to live, comrades live there. I thought you'd say people live there. Anywhere river going to Washway, comrades live there. Are they not people? Anywhere that a garbage dump, comrades live there. And it's not Labour Party put them there. Oh, jeez. Madam MP, please, we beg of you, let there be some more compassion, some more understanding. I remember as a youngster, moving about Spanish Town in different areas. And as a youngster moving through and seeing where people live and things, It broke your heart because you would have considered me lower middle class in terms of one of these schemes that was built up over in the St. Catherine area, moving around and seeing where people live. And some of the times, even later times, having to go in there as a pastor, whether to do ministry if somebody's sick or somebody has died or whatever it is, or you just reach out to visit and you look at the conditions that people live in. My heart cries out. My heart breaks a lot of time when you see what has happened. I remember even in terms of in former years, having worked, my first job was working on the sugar estate at Bernard Lodge, and you have the estate, and then you would have to interact with the various persons who came, whether the cane cutters or the people working the factory, and you had reason to go around to see where the people live, and you said, good God, man. Albeit some changes have been made, and the recent Clifton thing is pretty close to Bernard Lodge and in that area, and saying, what have we done? Which is a bigger question. What have we done as a people to deal with the issue of landlessness in our country? Because for the MP to have said that, you're going, really? Does she have a understanding of the deep, intractable issues that they are in terms of people don't just get up and go live somewhere, you know. In the 70s, if you move from Spanish Town and go into Kingston, you see what we'd call Sufferer's Height. And if my memory serves me correctly, the people who moved to live in Sufferer's Height were people who were running from political violence. We're living in an era, whatever happened, and they moved. That's why it was named Sufferer's Heights. Albeit over the years, people have built some real splendid structures. But the reality is that what it is that has caused that to become a major feature around our country as we move. Remember, after slavery, when we were emancipated and let go from the estates, a lot of people said, I'm not going to work here. And so the church at that point in time, you know, of Sligoville becoming one of the free villages, and these were dotted. This was the church buying land and setting up these communities for persons to live in. Probably the church has to rise and do that again, because the government, the different solutions that they've come up with haven't really set up these schemes that people can live and live good and flourish. In the 70s, remember Operation Land Lease, in terms of Mr. Manley seeking to give land to the landless in terms of a lot of the farmers. That's 50 years ago. And it is said that some of those people still do not have titles for those pieces of land that they've lived on. Something probably went wrong with that in terms of people getting the land and not really farming, but that's an aside to me. What about Operation Pride? Again, trying to deal with the issue of regularizing what you'd call the settlements, and that went into disrepute because, again, some people became embroiled in the process as political persons, and then there was a whole scandal related to that. And of course, you had the political casualties of what happened to Blight and those people. We come forward again. So this issue of land for Jamaicans, there must be a solution across the political divide that we come up with, that we don't get, it doesn't become political motivated and driven, and then it becomes a corrupted process. Please, please, let's do the right thing. And it goes back to what are our motivations in terms of our people and the issues that we need to deal with. Food for thought. Food for thought as we go to our second break of the morning at 7:30.
Radio, as you know it, is extinct. This is a new species of music station. This is the all-new 100. Why change and buy into technology?
Bess of Bess of 100.1, 100.3, 100.5, 7 and 9. Hey, yeah.
We'll be right back.
Come in, my DJ,
and give the people the information. Hear this: before a hurricane come, you have to go through a list of things where you need and things where have to fix, like your roof, your doors and your window them. Buy your nails, hooks and fasteners and fix them. Get your hammer, your pliers, your rope and your wire. Stock up with ply and a whole heap of lumber. Plastic tarpaulin and plastic bag. Kerosene stove and a coal stove. Kerosene lamp, matches and candle. Yo, trim the tree them and clean the drains. As for you prepare before a hurricane. Be prepared. Prevention is better than cure. Better listen to ADPEM.
A message from the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management.
Looking to clean your vehicle super clean? 123 Clean Car Wash, located at 2 1/4 Osborne Road, Kingston 10. Entrance on Grove Road, below Tropical Battery. They wash and vacuum, undercarriage wash, engine wash, polish and compound, shampoo and detailing. Call them at 876-631-3400. 123 Clean Car Wash, the best in the business for a cleaner wash.
Believe me, it's so easy. 1, 2, 3.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-3825-8 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-Time Taxi Service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all. You can call us at 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. God is good. This is a radio pastor and friend, Reverend Simon Peter Jones, inviting you, my friends, to listen every Tuesday evening on Bess100 FM at 7:30 p.m. for the program The Voice of Hope, as we extend hope to the hopeless in this dying world. God is good. Be encouraged. Hope is in the Lord.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Yeah, so we continue to talk about the land. Land is very important. Indeed, God gave us the land that we could dwell in the land. And it's interesting. Whenever things go off, it says there's blood on the land. There's innocent blood that is shed, and innocent blood on the land brings curse. So if you don't think that land is important, it is in the very heart of God. He gives us land, and he says we must take dominion of the land. We must be good stewards of the land in terms of what he has given to us. But land is a very, 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 very important thing to him. And so we must deal well with the land. And even for the Jewish people, because Christianity comes out of the Judeo culture, the land was so important that every 7th year, what you would have to do was to just allow the land to go fallow, meaning just be there where it is rejuvenates itself, where it resuscitates itself. And then what would happen? It was so interesting that you put the land to rest, and what you'd eat in terms of you would have harvest from the land would have been what you'd have gotten in the 6th year. So there, you put the land to rest, 1 year, 2 years, and then you start plowing the land again. And then land was so important that if somebody, because everybody had land, would go into slavery, and the land, you'd put yourself as a servant and put the land, to sell the land to deal with a debt or something. What would happen in the 50th year, the year of Jubilee? The land would revert back to its original owner. So land is very, very important. And even in Chronicles, when it says, if my people are called by my name, will humble themselves, the promise is that God says he will heal the land. And the thing with land, it is that it doesn't increase or decrease, or we've tried to do that with what you call dumping, so that you can increase the land mass. But if you look at it in a general way, it's the same land, and men have fought over land. And one of the worst things that happens if somebody dies and they do not leave a will, you see people fighting over land, and a lot of people have lost their lives over land. Families have fought over land. Countries have fought over land. When we see what is happening in Ukraine, it is about the land. One of the things that has come to the fore, even in terms of this current special operation or invasion by Russia of Ukraine, there's some geopolitics that people are not even knowing about, because it is said that in terms of these rare metals that you use in where the world is going in terms of the green economy, Ukraine has some of the highest deposits of lithium and those things that you're going to be using in the batteries and these solar things. So that's another thing that you don't hear people talking about. China is all the way over in Africa getting the land because they need these rare minerals. So when you listen to what is happening in countries where you see little children mining, whether it is for get it right, one of these rare earth minerals, slavery, modern day slavery, because of the land. So land is very important. And my simple suggestion is, across the political divide, that the PNP, the JLP, UIC, the NDM, all of those people, as a country, we must come up with a national policy that is agreed upon in terms of how we deal with the land, in terms of setting aside land that is going to become so important for agricultural use. a lot of people are raising the issue of the best arable land is going into housing. People saying, so how are we going to feed ourselves? So even in terms of the policy that speaks to how we deal with land, how we divest land, who gets land, we must agree on it as a nation. I think Minett 2 weeks ago spoke about setting up a commission that deals with how we distribute land. Because when you have your piece of land, it does so much for you as an individual. So we must commend different administrations that have moved to giving people's title for their land. But we need to accelerate it. We need to accelerate it that we do not get again the comment by the honorable member of the House in terms of saying comrades live there or laborites live there. It is people who live there. And what has happened is that people are desperate. And that is why even what happened in Clifton was so very unfortunate. Because here it is, and if you just go back 2 weeks, because it seemed to have become a 9-day wonder in people's eyes, it was because here it was that people had an opportunity to own land for themselves, to as it were, to have their place that they could sit under their own fig tree. And their hopes were dashed. When somebody gets an opportunity to own a piece of land. Remember the lady says I do round robin, I sell all of those things, because owning your piece of this rock is important. That is why too, and it continues to be with Mr. Leachin and other persons who have leased land and said they're going to do agricultural good, and then here, in 2 years, then you can change use. Let's be careful, Jamaicans. Let's be careful, politicians. Let's be careful, policymakers. Let's be careful, those who are in the national land agents who, let us be careful in terms of what we do with the land. Because when you inappropriately and wrongfully use the land, it becomes a major issue. Beyond the innocent blood that is being shed on the land, when we do it inappropriately and in a greedy manner, it brings a curse on us as a nation. So let us deal rightly in terms of how we are dealing with land and the issue of land. And I'm just saying, if there's an agreed policy here across the political divide, and it is agreed this is how we're going to deal with land as Jamaicans, let us put it in writing, let it become a part of this new constitutional arrangement. You know, having visited places in some other countries, they say, well, if you're a foreigner, you can't own the land without a local being a part of what you're doing. Well, whereas in Jamaica, it seemed like that don't apply. And so a lot of our very precious and good land is being given away, whether in deals, like you invest and you give me this land, or the other thing that continues to be a challenge in terms of prime beach, hotels being built, and you Jamaicans can't get access. That does not happen in Barbados. You know, if you build a hotel there, locals must have access to it. So even in terms of how we deal with land and beach, we must have a consensus that is good for all Jamaicans. Not for some, but good for all Jamaicans. That is what government is about. Putting in policies in place that makes it good for all Jamaicans to thrive and to want to live in Jamaica. which brings us to another thing, people saying, all right, Jamaicans have always migrated. What happened in the 50s and 60s to England and America and other countries. Because where you go in the world, you'll find a Jamaican. Why is it that so many of our young people are wanting to live in other foreign countries? Is it that they don't see a future for themselves here? What it is that we are doing as leaders, that our young people get trained here, but then at the quickest opportunity that arises, will leave and go away. And then some of them don't want to come back. I know a lot of persons who have migrated, have worked hard, and want to come back. The story is told of this gentleman who worked hard, was a returning resident. He went overseas, bought an apartment, say, oh, I'm worked hard, I'm here back to retire. And he comes back, and within a month, no, I'm not going to cope with this. I'm not coping with this. He locked up his apartment and he returned back to whence he had come from. So, we need to wrap our minds and our brains about why is it that Jamaicans want to run away and leave this land, whereas other people want a piece of this land for themselves. So, oh wow, that's a real paradox for us. So the whole thing of land and how we deal with the land is important, and let us not descend into cascas over who put people where, because to my own mind, people live anywhere because they do it out of desperation. You know, they do it out of simple desperation. And the other thing in terms of what's happening in the health system, let's examine something that happened. So we fixed the system. A lot of investment has been put in our health infrastructure. And then the government of the day then says, you know, because of budgetary constraint, we are going to introduce a small user fee. Because the reality is that the pie is so small, the pie is not expanding, and that is a reality that we need to understand as Jamaicans. The pie, the overall pie, is not increasing. Indeed, it is getting smaller, and what is happening, there are even greater demands on the pie. So one of the things that we must focus our attentions on is growing the pie. So if you have a bigger pie, then what can happen? You can cut up more pieces of the pie. When we had to bite the bullet in the 90s with that IMF deal gone bad, and kudos to Portia Simpson Miller and Dr. Peter Phillips in terms of what they did in terms of getting the IMF to talk back to us, because nobody was looking our way, because the reality was, because the deal had been so botched that nobody was taking on Jamaica. Don't know if Portia worked some magic or the consensus there says talk to them, and so we had to bite the bullet. We really bit the bullet in that period of time, and what was happening, if all of us were honest, we were starting to see the light of day in regards to what was happening. And then politics and politricksing a lot of people who worked in the health system says, that a simple user fee, allows us to do some things because the budget is so small. And then it went. Putting more burden on local administrators to make ends meet when it was already small. There's been on the cards that, probably might have to go back to reintroducing this user fee because it allows the persons on the ground, the different authorities to do what needs to happen. But we see where the system is creaking under the sheer pressure of one, you having x-rays not working, theaters not working, because we have these grand announcements. We put in a new x-ray machine, but then ask the persons, is there any money put in the system for maintenance? For routine maintenance and preventative maintenance. You have these, what I call these ribbon events, cut, we've put this in. But check your budget. Is there anything in there for simple maintenance work? And that's a thing, again, which we just need to come to a common ground about as people across the political divide. How are we going to deal with this? Because a healthy people are a wealthy people. If you have a healthy population, then instead of using the money that you'd spend to deal with health, you can put it into other things. And so that's another issue in terms of how do we as a country ensure that our population on a whole is healthy. The government has started this thing in terms of Ministry of Health and the sugars and all of those things. So we know what it does. That lobby in terms of what has happened with cigarette smoking, tobacco and so on. But another thing that has emerged and it is just there. Okay, you can have your smoke, your spliff or so on. But isn't there a law that says we're not supposed to be smoking in the public domain? You have a problem, somebody wants to do that, but everybody just light up, whether it's cigarette or them spliff or whatever. So we need to agree common issues and what we need to do in terms of ensuring that our people remain healthy. Because if you are healthy, it moves to you becoming wealthy. Because it's not spending money on medication and going to the doctor, so you have more disposable income to do other things. That's just a simple thing we need to do. So we need to talk about what needs to happen with the health system. Significant investments need to be made, but let us begin to spend the money on the things that will keep it going. I saw recently, I think 2-3 months ago, the minister was saying in terms of new buildings they're gonna do and what the investment, and we're getting it from, I think, one of the multinationals in terms of doing it. Great minister. But then we need to be spending money in doing the maintenance that persons not coming and say, can you help me to go and do an x-ray because the x-ray machine at the public hospital not working, and so we have to go externally, and that is even more expensive. A lot of us who are in church community understand a lot of people come, our own members, and people who just say, well, the church is there to help. Can you help me with this? And it's because they are desperate. So even that, again, from my own mind, needs to be looked at. What are we doing that is ensuring that, as we say, the man in the street can afford health care? Thank God for the National Health Fund and what that is doing. That was a great step forward. But we need to work all the legs, I call it, in terms of causing our health system to work for every person. And so that's something again that we need to look at. So the issues are there, and even as we highlight the issues, you hear me say all the time, solutions. How do we together across the political divide, whether are PMP, JLP, UIC, whatever, PUR, NDM, work in terms of making the people in our country want to stay here, want the young people to stay here, that we are taking care of the vulnerable and the helpless in our society, that we are, as I keep saying, loving our neighbors ourselves, that we are looking at real solutions to real problems. Because I believe with all of my heart, that is what my Father wants for us. Because He's given us the power, He's given us the intellect, everything that we need to bring about real solutions that are helping our people. God wants that to happen. And so you continue to hear us, myself and Minett, speak about real solutions to real problems. And it always begins with a mindset, a shift in our mindset in terms of how we approach the problem. But if we approach the problem with the wrong mindset, then we're going to come up with wrong solutions. But if we approach all the problems we have in terms of how God sees every human being in our society as somebody of worth, somebody worth fighting for, then it shifts the way that we deal with it, because the love in our hearts for our brother man becomes greater. Some other thing I just want to celebrate with our national captain, Blake, National Reggae Boys captain. Finally, after many tries, his team, the Philadelphia Union, is into the MLS Cup. In regards to it, those of us who are football persons will know that the Manning Cup and the Costa Cup have moved to the quarterfinal stages with what is happening. And of course, with West Indies cricket, I never ever wanted to talk about it, but what a disgrace and disaster that was for us. Scotland and Ireland beat us. And you know, somebody took responsibility for it. Phil Simmons resigned. We need that a greater culture in our country. When things go bad, people take responsibility, because that's what leaders do. And step away and say, well, you paid me to lead them to success. With all of the challenges that are there, say, well, can't stomach this one. Step away. Do we have people like that in Jamaica, or leaders across every board, every sector? Or do we continue to make excuses by not dealing with things at the root cause? Because at the end of the day, the buck must stop somewhere. Do we recognize that as a country? The buck must stop somewhere. As a father, I recognize as the head of my household that the buck stops with me working with my wife. And the children recognize that. In the workplace, the buck stops somewhere with the manager. So that is why you must always be thinking about solutions, being proactive. In businesses, the buck stops somewhere with the manager. And in some businesses, the shareholders are not very kind, because they invest money in companies and they expect a return on their investment. If it's not happening, so chairman, Mr. President, step aside. What about politics? Does the buck stop somewhere at all? Or we just keep passing it and say, you did this then and we did this then? We all know as Jamaicans what the problems are. But if you put yourself up there and says, I am going to lead, no say. There's an expectation that you will fulfill the promises that you make. So even with what happened recently in England with Liz Truss, those of us who were watching it, what she was saying, and the gentleman who was prime minister said, but right now in terms of what is happening, that don't make no sense at all. But she won the Tory vote, the vote. She was voted in. She got 60% to his 30% thing. Did the things, and the people said, no man, that cannot work. 43 days, 44 days, in and out. This gentleman comes in, and if you listen to what he said, he says, we made mistakes, one responsibility, but there's an expectation on him that he's gonna fix the problem. We remember in the lead up to his elections and some promises that were made, people said, it's just, as we would say, rum bar talk that. You project certain things. I think the Prime Minister needs to drop this thing of being bro-God because of the connotations that are there with being bro-God. We just need to let it go. But even as we go, we need to take responsibility as leaders. As we come up to our 8 o'clock break, we open up the lines as we come back. Soon come back.
As you know it, is extinct. This is a new species of music station. This is the all-new 100. Why change and buy into technology?
That's the best. You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Anyone I ever met. You're simply the best.
Bess FM-100 on your dial. Keep listening.
BBC News. Hello, this is Jerry Smith. South Korea's Interior Minister has apologized and admitted government responsibility for Saturday's deadly crush in Seoul. 156 Halloween revelers were killed. Here's Celia Hatton.
One day after the deadly crush in Seoul's Itaewon Bar district, the Interior Minister elicited public fury when he maintained that deploying more police would not have prevented the deadly crush that killed so many in one of Itaewon's narrow alleys. Lee Sung-min has now taken responsibility for the tragedy. Officials are under intense pressure to explain police preparations for the Halloween celebrations when 100,000, mostly young people, gathered in Itaewon. The National Police Chief has admitted his force had not responded adequately to multiple phone calls warning of potential accidents on Saturday evening due to dangerous overcrowding.
Israelis are voting for the 5th time in less than 4 years in a general election. It's once again expected to be an extremely tight race. Tom Bateman is in Jerusalem.
This country is deeply divided over Benjamin Netanyahu, the man who was in power for 12 years and was finally ousted by a centrist coalition that had a broad ideological base. But because of that, breadth couldn't stay together, and so it lasted only a year or so, and here we are back at another election. And it's why the two blocks, the religious right-wing bloc led by Mr. Netanyahu versus the coalition now led by Yair Lapid, have really been unable to break the deadlock, to get enough parliamentary seats to get stable, enduring coalitions into place.
The Greek Coast Guard is coordinating a search and rescue operation in the Aegean for dozens of missing migrants after their sailboat sank in high winds. 9 survivors have been picked up. Danny Eberhard reports.
The rescue mission began in the middle of the night after one of the boat's passengers phoned the emergency services. A group of survivors who weren't wearing life jackets were pulled off a rocky islet in the strait between the islands of Andros and Evia to the east of Athens. A photo published by the Greek Coast Guard showed them huddled in silver foil survival blankets on the deck of the rescue ship. According to the men, who are said to come from Egypt, Iran and Afghanistan. Nearly 60 others had been on board with them. Their boat had sailed from Turkey. Gale force winds have been hampering the search.
Brazil's outgoing President Jair Bolsonaro is to address the nation later today as concerns grow about an orderly transition of power. It's not clear if he will concede victory in Sunday's election to Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. The Vice President has already contacted the Lula camp to acknowledge Mr. Bolsonaro's defeat. Highway police have begun action to break up roadblocks by lorry drivers backing Mr. Bolsonaro. BBC News. The authorities in the Ukrainian capital say water and electricity supplies have been fully restored following Monday's Russian attacks on city infrastructure. Kyiv's mayor said scheduled blackouts would take place to manage electricity demand. The latest strikes follow an attack on Russia's Black Sea Fleet in occupied Crimea, but appear to be part of a longer-term strategy to damage civilian infrastructure in the run-up to winter. The UN-led centre coordinating the Black Sea grain export deal says 3 more vessels have left Ukrainian ports, despite Russia suspending its backing for the scheme. The centre says the sailings were agreed by Ukrainian, Turkish and UN delegates, with Moscow being informed. Scientists at Cambridge University say rhino horns have gradually shrunk over time, with hunting believed to be the probable cause. They say the average horn has shrunk by at least 10% over the last century. Here's Jacob Evans.
By analysing photographs from the last 140 years, the study found that all species of rhino have seen a decrease in average horn size. It's believed that poachers target rhinos with longer and bigger horns, meaning only the smaller horned animals survive and pass on this trait to their offspring. The larger horns are kept as trophies and are used in traditional medicines in China and Vietnam. Rhinos are endangered, with fewer than 30,000 living in the wild today. Different rhino species use their horns in different ways, sometimes to access food, but also to defend against predators.
Britain's former Health Secretary Matt Hancock has been suspended from the governing Conservatives after announcing he will feature in a reality television elimination show filmed in Australia. Mr. Hancock resigned last year after hidden cameras revealed he broke coronavirus lockdown rules with an extramarital affair. The MP said previous instability in the government meant he'd turned down an earlier chance to appear in I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. BBC News.
Best of FM 100.1, 100.3, 100.5, 7 and 9. Hey, yeah.
Come in, my DJ,
and give the people the information. Hear this: before a hurricane come, you have to go through a list of things where you need and things where have to fix, like your roof, your doors and your window them. Buy your nails, hooks and fasteners and fix them. Get your hammer, your pliers, your rope and your wire. Stock up with ply and a whole heap of lumber. Plastic tarpaulin and plastic bag. Kerosene stove and a coal stove. Kerosene lamp, matches and candle. Yo, trim the tree them and clean the drains. That's how you prepare before a hurricane. Be prepared. Prevention is better than cure. Better listen to ADBEM.
A message from the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how we do I take taxi star?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and me check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? Yeah, waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, send you.
You big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
Yeah, try and call cause trust me.
Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
What a relief.
Looking to clean your vehicle super clean? 123 Clean Car Wash, located at 2 1/4 Osborne Road, Kingston 10. Entrance on Grove Road, below Tropical Battery. They wash and vacuum, undercarriage wash, engine wash, polish and compound, shampoo and detailing. Call them at 876-631-3400. 123 Clean Car Wash, the best in the business for a cleaner wash.
Believe me, it's so easy. I want 2, 3.
Do you need reliable health care? We have it.
Yes, we do. Great George Street Pharmacy. Shop number 897 Great George Street, Savannah, Lamar, Westmoreland. Opening hours, Mondays to Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call us at 876-603-7372 or WhatsApp us at 876-205-0499. Yes, we have reliable health care for you at Great George Street Pharmacy, Savannah, Lamar.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-382-528 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
Vegan Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Vegan Printers, your best choice in printing.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-Time Taxi Service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all. You can call us at 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Good morning, welcome back to the Morning Connection. This is your host, Pastor Percy. We're going to be opening up the lines, 876-619-1508, 876-279-8473. What's on your mind this morning, even as we continue to deal with the baby's death and the public health system and all the issues related to that? And of course, talking about what's happening with this whole land thing, it's not going away. What's happening in terms of the land and the unfortunate statement by the Member of Parliament from West Rural, East Rural, in terms of Gully sides. And I'm just saying, it's unfortunate. We really need to across political divide, I believe, come up with real policy as to how we are going to give land to the landless. No attempts have been made in regards to that. There's Operation Pride, Operation Land needs to give land to farmers, and we continue on. There's a move on, but it needs to move it with greater speed, as one would say. And of course, what happened in sports, the West Indies unceremoniously being dumped out of the T20 World Cup that's happening beaten by Scotland and Ireland in their thing. And then what happened with Phil Simmons just saying, I take responsibility. How much responsibility as someone leading, whether in your family or in your business, in your community, do you need to take in terms of what needs to happen. So those are some of the issues, and you probably might have something else that you want to talk about. I'm online. I see where Al Kebulan is on it in regards to the government and what there needs to be. Soon come. And of course, Mr. Fairweather saying the people suffering are those suffering, them not listening, only hearing. And you know, there's a difference between listening and hearing somebody, even as our first caller comes on this morning. Good morning, caller. How are you?
Morning, Pastor. Morning. How you do?
I am doing good, man.
Yes, man. Let me say morning to a couple of people now. Corey.
Yeah.
Morning, Corey. Corey, I do my research and nothing there. Yes, Corey. I think I go on, Corey.
All right. I don't want you to not talk in a code, but it's all right.
Yeah, I think I go on. You talk yesterday.
Yeah, man, I know. It's true.
Yeah. I think I go on.
You mean the camps business?
Yes, man. Mr. Mike Henry. Well, good year, sir. Yeah, time come. So, yeah, just to see, you know, so, you know, yeah, what one, at some stage we have to pass the baton to somebody.
Oh.
So, well, good, Mr. Mike Henry. Yeah, you have done well.
Reparations,
you know?
Man.
Master, hey, let me tell you something. If we did have 10 more years, the reparation would happen, you know, because him fight, you know, Pastor.
Well.
Yeah, in fight.
I think it's going to change with the gentleman who is Prime Minister, seeing that him is off that hill. What do you think?
Go again.
Do you think with the new Prime Minister in England, Mr. Sunak, if we're going to get any change or any shift?
Yeah, man. Hey, Pastor, I want good change that because right away, maybe him and the man are going to do the do.
True, yeah.
Yeah, because remember, himself another ethnic, you know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so, you know, maybe I'm going to do the do.
True.
You understand?
Yeah.
Knowing to the fact that he's not one of them.
True.
You understand? So, we look panic in other light there. A positive thing we are talking about, you know.
That's
but
true.
me answer, yeah, never know. Never say, I hope, me I do. Yeah, man, never. My thing positive, never. The people who are come on board with me and I pump me to do this, you know. Some positive people, never.
Yeah.
Them people here want back way and them want know say 10 good men can build a city. We don't want, me not come say me I got do and me can't do. So never. Yeah, man. When we sit down, and Pastor,
yes, sir.
Pastor Percy, you're a part of this project too.
Yeah, man.
I want you to know.
All right.
And I'll let you out.
Okay.
I'm not leaving you out.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? You're going to be a part of this project.
Yeah,
and you're going to see that is a positive thing you're dealing with.
Yeah, man.
Pastor, I'm not lately on the talk, you know. I'm not dealing with talk shopping, Pastor.
But it's true. And
action.
right.
Action, not a bag amount. So,
yeah.
That's something you say. You see when I go, Pastor?
Mm-hmm.
I hate for see people promise people things and not deliver. I never like that thing there.
The worst thing you could have do to a child. So my children, I tell them, if they can't do it, I tell you up front.
Thank you.
Yes.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Some people tell you for to spice you up and nice you up.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that.
You think that's what the politicians do to us?
Them Pastor, they know that them do. The two side, you know, are some bamboozle them and weasels and then you don't know that too.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Michael Manley, when he was in opposition and said, listen to me. This when I go and go bring down tax to X percentage. Remember that, Pastor?
Yeah, man. But
and when him go in there, he couldn't do it. When we hold the meeting with him, he say, you see, when you're on the outside looking in, you don't know what is happening. When you go in there, and then you see. So, you know, man of bother with the talk shop. Talk shop, we don't deal with no talk shop, Pastor.
We have change.
Yeah. Come on, we have to have a change, Pastor. Yeah. And the youth them, and that mash up the youth them, because the youth them get too much talk shop.
Yeah.
And the talk shop them no come to maturity, and the youth them just, you know, and you know, this new life where them live, where them can get easy money.
Mm-hmm.
but consequences come with the easy money.
You know, as I said at Fortis, that is something I believe this generation don't understand, you know. The impact of consequences, that every action have a consequence. We never enforce that. And if we don't do that, everything come easy and them don't know what the consequences are.
Yes, it come with consequences, Pastor. And when the consequences are rolled down upon them, at them time they must say, man, no love them and people hate them. And it's not that, Pastor. Everything you do, every action have a reaction. Every reaction have a... So you have to be careful of what you do.
Yeah.
So, Pastor, when I want to draft the youth, them have the youth, them team say, now give them pie in the sky. No.
Can't do that.
But now go give them something. When now give them a fish piece, Pastor.
You teach them for fish.
How to fish.
That's what we need to do.
And you see when you teach them how to fish,
you let them go, you empower them.
Of course. You see, I'm gonna cry out to the lady them now. A whole heap of little girls nowadays. That's why them are carry them and go kill them in the past. Because them love easy money, easy doing, easy this, easy that. You understand?
Yeah.
With nails and eyes, lash and all of that. It no work that way there.
We need the mothers to rise up. We need the mothers in the nation to rise up. Yes. And take the ladies on our way.
We want the mother them to come out, and that is them. We are losing to the pastor. Me feel I said me born in the 50s, you know. Me say me feel them doing a pastor.
Yeah.
You know why I feel them? Because my generation let them down.
True.
Let them down. So I am a part of the product. But you are going, Pastor. But now hold up the program. We just say morning to these people. Yeah. And you know, the program, go and hold the foot, Pastor, and things.
Yeah,
Pastor, you personally are going to smile when we're done and show the project.
Probably we can't help you still, you know. So we talk, all right?
We'll talk. Must talk.
All right then, Fortis. Blessings. Good morning, caller. How are you today?
Good morning, Pastor.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm trying very hard, you know, to see if I could hear the station, but I just can't get the station, man. It's so hard. I can't find it.
Where you calling from, my brother?
Yeah, man. I can't find a St. Anne.
We're in St. Anne.
I'm definitely in the Prairie area.
The Prairie area, still a problem. Yeah. I tell the manager about it. So Prairie, you're trying hard, but you're not getting to hear the thing. We
can't get through because I don't like, Pastor, I tell the truth, I don't like listening to enough of these stations here, you know. Okay. I pick maybe just two. There are so many radio stations in Jamaica, but I don't listen to them. Period. I don't listen to them because they are so hypocritical, you know. So I don't listen to them.
Okay.
You got to speak the truth and speak it ever. Cast it what it will. Because he who I the wrong, he does the wrong thing still.
Yeah.
Yes. So, you know, but I just want to give thanks, you know, Pastor, that, you know, servants of the Most High can, you know, say things to the people in the words, because the words are so great and powerful, you know.
Okay.
Whenever can you bless someone with something, you know, Pastor, you know how great that is?
Yeah. We try, because I believe very much in this thing, you know, life and death is in the power of what you speak, and we miss out the other part, you shall eat the fruit thereof. And so many loose words have been released into the atmosphere, into our country, and we're reaping it. So we have to be careful the things that we speak.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to, because we have to understand, you know, that the hurt them say the hurt of the Lord and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, so I don't hear your voice from long time. I don't hear Minett and all of my favorite call.
Then I come back, man. Minett is on a little vacation. I was off because I'm trying to get some stuff done, but we here because she soon come back. We hear her next week, God's willing. All right?
Yes, Pastor. I just want them try to fix this part on here. You know, my little company that, you know, and I'm not hearing it.
All right then, my brother. Thank you for calling in.
All right, Pastor. Have a good day.
You too, my brother. You know, yesterday I read this quotation. Most people attribute it to Edmund Burke. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. but they said it was Edmund Burke. But when you do the research on it, you find out it wasn't he who said it. And I read it yesterday. I want to read it again because this is what it says. Let not any one pacify his conscience by the delusion that he can do no harm if he takes no part or forms no opinion. Bad men need nothing more to compass their ends than that good men should look on and do nothing. He is not a good man who without a protest allows wrong to be committed in his name and with the means with which he helps to supply, because he will not trouble himself to use his mind on the subject. Gentle people, the call is out there, and tomorrow, God's willing, gonna have somebody online who has vowed, what will happen. So, somebody pointed out to me that 3-4 Sundays back, there was a major headline, major drug find at the airport in Bosco Bell. We haven't heard anything. We really trust that the police and their associated partners are doing the necessary investigation, because that was like $3 billion Jamaican dollars worth of drugs that was found in those big duffel bags waiting for transshipment. And wow, we as Jamaicans must wake up and don't let a lot of things become like a 9-day wonder, because that is how people operate. You let it stay as a 9-day wonder, and that's what it becomes, and you don't really get any action in terms of what is happening. I don't know if you noticed last week, and there was an amendment, a change in law, that the DPP, but a major thing in terms of there was a gentleman who had admitted to and committed murder, and then the judge had given him, I think, 12 years, and the DPP appealed it and won the appeal in the court of law. And the gentleman's sentence, I believe, was doubled, and he's going to serve double time. That is important. It can turn out to be a landmark case in regards to our justice system, because remember, his throne, gentle people, is built upon righteousness and justice is a very, 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 very important part of what causes societies to be cohesive and to be held together by what needs to happen. And when the justice system is not serving the purpose that it needs to serve, guess what happens? You have chaos. You have chaos. You have chaos. You have what you see emerging all around us, this thing of jungle justice. And we really need to fix our justice system, that it don't take years for somebody to be incarcerated, and then after that he has to serve additional time, even though what the time he has served being in jail, they take that off the sentence. But justice, we want justice continues to be the cry for a lot of people, because they don't believe, their perception is that as a Jamaican, if I go in front of the courts, I'm not going to get justice. But is that really so? Or is it because it is taking too long for the matter to be heard and so on? Because even yesterday in the paper, one defense attorney was saying that people drag out these criminal trials so long. Should be some penalty need to be brought against them in terms of what they are doing, And so it is important that justice system be heard. And of course, we continue to watch what is happening in the health system in terms of the minister going to make a statement today out in Parliament about what is happening. The issue of land continues to be of concern to people. That now it again becomes a political football. We have to fix that, man. No, not go work out that way there. Right. So somebody online has reminded me that it was nearly 5 billion Jamaican dollars. And as somebody saying, it's time for action. Time for action in terms of certain things. But the action really begins, gentle people, with us taking responsibility for what we can control. And I have decided, as I tell people all the time, what I have responsibility for, I'm not going to run that. I'm going to influence it. I'm going to take control of it. My family, me and them that. And in my family, I'm a part of a community. And in that community, I'm doing what I can to influence people and to change them, to change the mindset. Because if we not change our mindset, believe that it is a fait accompli, we can't do anything about it, then we are certainly doomed. But those of us who recognize sacrifice that have been made will begin to stand up and fight and say, it cannot go so. It will not go so under our watch, because it becomes important for us as a people to do something about it in terms of bringing about the change. So wait with bated breath in terms of what Fortis is doing, in terms of that project with the young men where he says he's going to be teaching them to fish and not giving them a fish. We need more of that in terms of what. I don't think Fortis have a whole lot of money, but what he has is the expertise, and he's using that to empower young men with a skill that they can do what they can do to help themselves in this time. I was saying to, yeah, it's, oh, wow, we're on the break already. Wow.
Come in, my DJ,
and give the people the information. Hear this: before a hurricane come, you have to go through a list of things where you need and things where have to fix, like your roof, your doors and your window them. Buy your nails, hooks and fasteners and fix them. Get your hammer, your pliers, your rope and your wire. Stock up with ply and a whole heap of lumber. Plastic tarpaulin and plastic bag. Kerosene stove and a coal stove. Kerosene lamp, matches and candle. Yo, trim the tree them and clean the drains. As how you prepare before a hurricane. Be prepared. Prevention is better than cure. Better listen to ADPEM.
A message from the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. God is good. This is your radio pastor and friend, Reverend Simon Peter Jones, inviting you, my friends, to listen every Tuesday evening on Bess100 FM at 7:30 p.m. for the program The Voice of Hope, as we extend hope to the hopeless in this dying world. God is good. Be encouraged. Hope is in the Lord.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how you do I take taxi style?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and me check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? You waste all that time on shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience, and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, send you.
You big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
I try calling her, cause trust me.
Winters Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
What a relief.
Half a tree. When I'm ready, 200. Ready, mama. Ready. Is this the confusion you feel when trying to work your way through medical systems in Jamaica? Try a dose of Ask Dr. Mary. every Thursday at 5 to 6 p.m. Let Dr. Mary help you understand your medical problems and bring you to a calmer place.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Hi everyone, I am your radio host, Prophetess Apostle Zania Bird, and indeed I come to you from the Faith Deliverance Lighthouse Prophetic Ministries. Yes, we are located in Ochiria, St. Anne, also in Duncan, Trelawney, letting you know that each and every Saturday I will be the prophetic voice with the prophetic wave. You can't afford to miss me. I'm going to bring you a word of hope, a word of change, and a word that will turn your life forevermore. And tune in each and every Saturday from the hour of 12 to 1. Peace, I'm out.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-382-528 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
Call us at 926-3866. We are something special on the road.
Looking to clean your vehicle super clean? 123 Clean Car Wash, located at 2 1/4 Osborne Road, Kingston 10. Entrance on Grove Road, below Tropical Battery. They wash and vacuum, undercarriage wash, engine wash, polish and compound, shampoo and detailing. Call them at 876-631-3400. 123 Clean Car Wash, the best in the business for a cleaner wash.
Believe me, it's so easy. I want to.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Welcome back. Good morning, caller. How are you today?
Good morning to you. I'm not online.
Yes, you are online.
I'm online.
Yes, you are.
I'm calling about something so important. I didn't know that I'm calling in on a program.
Oh, you're calling in on a program. This is the Morning Connection, Bess FM.
Top of the morning. Greetings to everyone.
Yes.
Okay, I was calling personally on how to present a plaque to an artist. I have a plaque here pertaining to an artist, and I want
to meet up with. All right then. Where are you calling us from, though?
I'm calling from Portmore, Jamaica.
Okay. Sunshine City.
Yes.
All right then.
It's beautiful. It's a little rainy, but Portmore is a beautiful city with beautiful people. Okay. And we give God thanks and praise for life.
All right.
For blessing to all listening to the staff.
All right then.
Bess FM.
Thank you very much.
Yes. The name is significant.
All right.
Bess100.
Okay.
Bess100 is significant.
All right then. Okay. Thank you.
You send me to the engineer. So
Yeah, man. The engineer is gonna take your number from you, and he's gonna play some music. And go ahead.
Now watch no face, beg no more pardon. Enough drugs, money they a cherry garden. Enough individual society applauding. You can ask anybody where them get them starting. But no politician take a donation. So no criminal will never see a station. Never see a cell, not even a courthouse. But every Sunday we see them take a boat out. North Coast Resort and car dealership. The construction company, them just don't legit. Usually wash the money, turn it round and hide it. When they kick back them come in, the government delighted. So police cancel operation. Cause no real bad man a go station. Now if you check the situation, a blood money running nation. Come take a look in a Jamaica. Injustice in the place now. If what you see no really face it, then you are the problem what we face too. Was about to buy a next 60 now. Maybe then I never have to be a prisoner. Maybe then I coulda not turn in my firearm. Police couldn't come remand, come me like me run an army. Was about to be a politician too. Maybe then I coulda make any decision. Look, maybe then I make 100 million disappear. Then me act like me no care what you bought me back in there. Because this sad reality. In a Jamaica say your status or your salary. Man the road a carry one whole heap of felony. But them have a family a boost up the economy. So police cancel operation. Cause no real bad man a go station. Now if you check the situation, a blood money running nation. Come take a look in a Jamaica. Injustice in the place now. If what you see no really face you, then you are the it's out of many, but one set of people feeling it. How that real society you agree to this. Things are revealed, the garbage, the machine spit. No smoke screen, a river and no conceal it. Now the system failing, the gap gets wider. A matter of time before a total divide, yeah. You cross the line, man, drop quick to remind you. If you build it on crime, then crime will have to find you. And that's how it's been always. That not frustrate you like it do to me. How much dead baby they over Jubilee? How much used did 10 when them running at Tivoli? Now them 16 hard fry head fricassee. So police cancel operation. Cause no real bad man a go station. Hey, now if you check the situation, a blood money running nation. Hey, come take a look in a Jamaica. Injustice in the place now. If what you see no really face you, then you are the problem what we face too.
Oh, what a song. Remember the calls? You can call in 876-619-1508, 876-279-8473. There's a deliberate intention in doing that. There's a letter in the Gleaner that says songs reflect what's happening in the society. Songs reflect what is happening in the society. They call Mr. Nestor a prophet, and a lot of people have been given that title in terms of the songs that they have written was a reflection, and some of them were prophetic in that it spoke to the current issue, but it spoke to what would happen in the future. So what do you think about that? In terms of the songs, remember recently we had the Broadcast Commission sent out this advisory reminding us as radio stations that we need to, as it were, self-censor ourselves in terms of what was out there. And there was a big upcry in the nation. What say you about that? Is that true? Do you think that the songs are reflecting what is happening in the body politic, or is just somebody just writing something just like that? But songs reflect what is happening in this nation. That is the headline, the titling of an article by Mr. Dudley McLean, who is out of Manchester, and he was giving a bit of history in terms of songs and where they came from and what they did in terms of what was there. So whether we like it or not, the music, which is a part of our culture, is a reflection of who we are, and it is indicating what is there, what is out there. So again, the lines are open: 876-619-1508, 876-279-8473. And some of the issues we have highlighted, but don't put yourself in that box. You probably have something else that you want to speak about that is troubling your mind. And this is the station where the small man's view is heard, and we listen up to what is happening. Yesterday, I spoke to the fact that Leonie, one of the icons in theater, had moved on, and she was 85 years old, a real icon, real wonderful lady and person in terms of what she did, how she took the theater arts to another level. She's appeared in a lot of TV dramas. If my memory serves me correct, was she a part of The Harder They Come? No, I don't think so. In terms of the work that she did, but she really paved the way for modern theater and company that a lot of people could take it on and say, this could be a career that I pursue in Jamaica and do make something out of it in terms of what has happened. You know, so again, we say to us and what has happened with the West Indies cricket team. I'm reflecting on that myself. I remember when Cameron was there, Skerrit, who is now the chairperson, everybody was saying that what he did was to alienate the older players from being able to pass on their knowledge. But one of the things that he did was to bring a greater level of accountability, I believe, to West Indies cricket, because it was very parochial. You know, if you talk to people who have been involved in the whole process, it was very parochial. Or line somebody on the line. Good morning, caller. How are you?
Morning, Percival. Bless up.
Hey, how you doing, my friend?
Yeah, man.
Or Saint Bess. Or Saint Bess. You know that radio station name after that parish, Saint Bess.
Yes, man. I got that information before. You know. Yes, that's one of the many reasons why I appreciate that station. Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
Yes, man. The bread parish. The bread basket of Jamaica.
Yes, and we're having some lovely weather across here too. You get what I'm saying?
It raining or dry? What's happening?
Breeze, sun, rain, all at the same time. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, for real, yo. You have plants now, man. All the grass are smile, you know.
Because of that, yes. It must be very lush. Lush green all over the place.
Yeah, man, because even when I like when the grass is smiling. That makes my two little goats I got smile. You get what I'm saying?
You raise goats?
Yeah, I do a lot of things, and I you know what I mean, I do a couple of things, man. I feel try then. If me not do some things, man, then how would I make it, man?
Yeah, real entrepreneur, real Jamaican at heart.
Yeah, me have to do what me have to. Then how much me can't live with so much. Then come. I don't even want to talk. So me have to go to the car. Then I build back. And then they come suck for me too. Look breathe already. I know it come down again. Then I know you gotta be looking out for them punks, man. Because some of us, man, we just had a punk mentality.
Yeah.
We don't know nothing else, man. Especially how Babylon had a light just a shine past certain gritty glamour. So we mind just they can't hype up and think we're this and that, and you know what I mean? And we don't want to work to, some of us, not all of us, we don't want to work to achieve. We just want to bad mind people.
Oh my.
Just like punks, you know what I mean? That's why the things stay like that, you know. You because some around the island, make the island stay so, you know, the island beautiful, you know, but through in the hands of punks.
Okay.
You know, in the hands of real warriors, the Parburgers and the Sam Sharp and the Malcolm X and the, you know, in some local coots, some local signed treaty coots, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, man, anyway, bless up my day, all listen.
All right then. Morning, caller. How you do?
Blessed, my Lord. My time?
Yes, man. Go ahead. What's up?
The sky. Pastor.
Yes, my brother.
I was born in Solitude.
Yes.
But my mother is from Black River, St. Elizabeth.
Okay, that's where I was born. Black River High Street.
I'm in a known of a family.
Yeah.
And my father was in a Beeston Spring, Westmoreland. My aunt was the headmistress for Petersfield Junior Secondary School. Edith Stewart.
That's a long time in a Bridging. So there's a junior secondary school that age, man.
Yeah, but me I say, we don't know, my parents come at town, come have us, so we don't know none of family from my mother's side, nor from my father's side.
You need to go back and see if any land their country for you, my brother.
And as a Rastafari, I'm more interested in a certain matter and certain things.
Yeah, that's true. But you know, as you talk about that, you know, and that's a real problem, the drift from rural to urban. And a lot of people have this richness of country and they don't even know. Because there's land that them granny or person have. And we talk about food security now. It's time for we to go back and go farm the land, you know. Because that's the green gold that is going to happen, you know.
Of course, Bridget. And then remember say Jamaica now grow, you know. So the land will get more expensive, more and more and more.
That's true.
That enough ones understand the way you have land, you have everything.
That's true. Mm-hmm.
And so I was interested to go back to find my family. My mother from Black River.
Yeah.
And my father from Westmoreland.
From Beeson Spring. I know the place, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. My cousin was the head judge in a Jamaica. Carl Harrison, my cousin.
Okay. So you're the black sheep then? You got to turn Rasta?
No, I then what we can trim.
I'm going to behave yourself.
But I just to Yiki, I didn't know that the station was from St. Bess, and every time you hear St. Bess, me always wonder who after me family they were St. Bess.
Yeah, man, it's St. Bess. That's why it's called Bess FM.
From Black River.
Yeah, man. Greatest parish. Bread
All
basket.
Right,
all right, then.
And tell the Empress love when you hear from her.
Yeah, man, we'll do. Yeah.
My love.
Yeah, man. But, you know, it's interesting. The numbered lines are still open. 876-619-1508, 876-279-8473. This issue with land, I don't know, it's not leaving me in terms of we need to take a hold and possess the land, because the land is what is going to be our savior. Good morning, caller. How are you?
Bless up. Family Bess FM radio station.
Yes, my brother. Bless up.
Yeah, bye. One chat to people. Yes, Pastor, morning.
Morning, sir. How you doing? Where you calling me from this morning?
Well, Olaba, man.
Okay, Olaba, how you do?
Yeah, man, I hadn't listened to the radio station in a family. From 2007, I listened and then just put on music.
Okay. So what's happening in Olaba? I noticed that Mr. Warmington say him leaving, or no?
We not be with them type of people there, you know. I'm a Rasta.
No, man, but you know, we have to go back in the thing, you know, we can't leave it up because a man said when good man leave it like yourself, then people are not good, I go just do it, and then we are go cry and say, boy, how them do it. So, but the good people need to be involved in everything. If you're good and decent and upright, you have to be there. You have to bring the righteousness and in the place.
Apart of this, also.
Yeah, man.
We want a hospital. I got
You want a hospital?
Yes, man. A long time there I work. I mean, you people in a hospital. Yeah.
You need a hospital in Olaba. Because Olaba now expand a whole heap of schemes around there now.
I'm here, man. Let's call you and ask yourself everybody in afraid invite him down from the house, man.
Oh.
The place, man.
Okay.
Remember the morning there?
Yeah.
Attend this at home to you, man.
Yeah, man. All right.
Yeah, we play, and then play the best music on the best radio station in the family. We are talking about the music.
Yeah.
Yeah, from 2007, man, we are listening to this thing, you know.
Okay.
On the Sunday morning. On the Sunday morning, it's like asking me for music.
All right,
pick him up anywhere in there.
All right, then, my friend. All right. Thanks for calling.
I'm big up the people and do exit. So I'm a big up to you know, all the while, you know.
All right, my brother. So I must call you. I must call you.
I tell me name, man.
All right, 10 from Olaba. All right, my brother.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Big respect. We had them people in this station, man.
Yeah, man. Good. Listen.
All right. Take care. Big up everybody. We are listening.
All right. Good. Good morning, caller. How are you today?
Greetings, King, and greetings to all your best radio station listeners.
All right.
Only Bess100 FM, the best in the West.
All right, sir.
No content.
You know, me I go tape you want. Me I go tape that and release it as I add it now.
When you're ready.
All right. So give me permission to do that.
Yes, man.
All right.
The best in the West.
All right, sir.
Papa Tunde is coming up at the best radio station, always giving people the right information, the best information. You have some people come on this program with some hard different program to enlighten people. Right? That is to enlighten people, and that is the greatest thing about Bess100 FM. It enlightens people. It gives people encouragement. It gives people knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of life itself. How to deal with and cope with certain things that they're going through hardship and things with. It's Bess100 FM, no more. Baba Tunde used to be best, you know? And from ever since all the people will come, you, this lady, and the rest before, you know, why we're not doing good.
All right.
But me have one problem, you know. And you talk about land. Every Jamaican need to read Joshua chapter 10 to 13. Because the land was shared only by Joshua. The land never shared by God. He never shared by Selassie. He never shared by Marcus Garvey, Jesus, or Lord, or whosoever you want to call. He never shared by none of them. Joshua is who shared the land, give the 13 tribes of Israel. Joshua did it. Because the land was created for the people, not for the government, not for the land agency, but for the citizens of Jamaica country. The land was created for them. So when the government come and say the people are squatters, that is stupidness, ignorance, and stupidity. Because you can't be a squatters in your own country. That's number one.
True.
The government, they're supposed to provide land. You see, all the government are run Jamaica and set for run. Everybody already have a house. Who already have? Who now have? The government supposed to get on a radio station or TV and say, look, people, if you have intention to build a house and you do not have the money, we can give you the land.
Okay.
A lot of people out there can build a 1 and 2 bedroom house, but they can't afford the land.
True.
You get where me I come from. So then put their money in a fixed deposit and then put on their money in a partner, etc., etc. But if you, the government, can give them a piece of land to build up a house, even a bamboo house, then the citizens them would have a better way to live. Because people want a place to live, you know, always say, go on, they need place to live.
True.
And they need place to plant food. Because you can't rely upon China, America, England, and Canada. Because food shortage right around the corner, you know.
Yeah, we know that.
Jamaica people are going to suffer.
Right,
because them relying on foreigners to feed them. And they have all the lands out there putting down and refuse to work it, refuse to do things to it, but they get up every day and they're on road corner, sitting down, rubbing out their nigger. When the government's supposed to provide jobs for the citizens of the country, it's jobs make the economic growth, you know. The more people employ and the more money spent in our country, the better the economic is.
True.
But the government only responsible for the rich. Him not care nothing about the poor. All right, take for instance tax, land tax. In Evendale alone, some people are pay 45,000-50,000 a month, a year for land tax. But they hardly fix anything in those places because the road them never really bad for them to go repair them or stuff. And then nobody not care nothing. We all of that money. When we want to know, we all of that tax money. Then so then use it to fix the light, stoplight and road and them things. But where the tourist industry, where all of them money they go, that one sign can cost so much millions of dollars. One little fool sign can cost so much millions of dollars. All right. The next thing when we have a serious problem is, you know, this is not about PMP and labor rights. This is about equal rights, truth, and justice.
Yeah.
14 baby, according to them, died.
Yes.
It doesn't make a difference who over the Ministry of Health at the time. The Ministry of Health is wrong for not reporting it to the Prime Minister. That's where we go wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
Secondly, you wait till all this time now to come along and reporting this. This is like a covering up.
Yeah.
It's
Transparency.
like you're hiding something what the public need to know. So I seen 2012 or 20 something when
Ferguson. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, then drill that man so bad.
Yes.
They disrespect that man so bad. Nobody never care to do the hard work when do. So Mr. Pernell Charles, Senior, I want to listen to me. Guys, like your mouth must be too big. Your mouth must be too big and you think that you is above everybody. It cannot be a disrespect thing to tell Tufton to leave the job. Because what he did, he messed up. So don't tell me so because he do good. Because Ferguson did do good.
Yes.
I want to get rid of him.
Right.
So don't come around here now and trying to tell people about his disrespect to tell the man to leave after him do so much. What he done? Inject HIV and all kind of virus in the people and picnic. Inject so-called COVID in the citizens of Jamaica country, and it's not a protection for them. And it's no help to their head, more than causing more cancer, more HIV and all these things. You know what patient came to me where take the vaccine, their skin hitting them like crazy. I said, go and do a HIV blood test. It's when they come back, positive for HIV, and they never have HIV before.
Oh wow. So,
never have HIV before.
That is
so
interesting.
When you sit down there and tell the public how the PMP disrespectful and get rid of Tufton, hello, Andrew Holness himself need to get rid of. Because he is the Prime Minister and he should allow them anything happening at any department should report to him. You don't wait till you please as a minister to go report something to the Prime Minister.
So you're saying that something, you said there's a breakdown in terms of the communication and the system. You're right, accountability and integrity. So everybody have a right to say, yeah.
It no matter who you is.
Right.
And this is the thing how Jamaica run. It's like nobody not here. Everybody in the House of Parliament do what they feel like. The one they can't take the whole of the land and give him family, give him friend them. And the citizens them in the community can't even get peace to work.
Yeah.
And one person get 100, 200, 300 acre land. That is criminality, and that is racism, and that is stupidity.
All right. Herbalist, we're on the break now.
The citizens them are living in this condition.
Yeah.
Big man.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Jamaican people, please.
Wake up.
Take my foolish advice. Please. Please, me I beg you now.
Okay.
Prepare yourself to go around the corner. And the politician can't help you now. Neither PMP, Labour Right, UDC, none of them can help Jamaica.
All right,
the only
my friend.
solution to Jamaica is total destruction.
No, man.
Destroy it and rebuild it.
All right.
The only solution.
Well, all right.
Nobody now listen.
Okay. All right, my friend. Good. Thank you.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Anyone I've ever met. You're simply the best.
Bess FM-100 on your dial. Keep listening.
Come in, my DJ,
and give the people the information. Hear this: before a hurricane come, you have to go through a list of things where you need and things where have to fix, like your roof, your doors and your window them. Buy your nails, hooks and fasteners and fix them. Get your hammer, your pliers, your rope and your wire. Stock up with ply and a whole heap of lumber. Plastic tarpaulin and plastic bag. Percival stove and a coal stove, kerosene lamp, matches and candle. Yo, trim the tree them and clean the drains. As for you prepare before a hurricane. Be prepared. Prevention is better than cure. Better listen to ADPEM.
A message from the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. God is good. This is a radio pastor and friend, Reverend Simon Peter Jones, inviting you, my friends, to listen every Tuesday evening on Bess100 FM at 7:30 p.m. for the program The Voice of Hope, as we extend hope to the hopeless in this dying world. God is good. Be encouraged. Hope is in the Lord.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how you do I take taxi star?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and me check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? You waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose a problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, send you.
You big star. Yeah, man. Respect my boss.
Yeah, try and call him, cause trust me.
Waiters, Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
What a relief.
He's coming back.
Yes, indeed, it's redemption time with Apostle Clive Campbell, presenting a life-changing, life-challenging message to encourage, inspire, and motivate you towards your destiny. Every Tuesday night from 9:30 p.m. until 12:30 a.m. and on Saturday from 9 o'clock until 10, right here on Bess100 FM. It's redemption time.
I'm standing firm.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Hi everyone, I am your radio host, Prophetess Apostle Zania Bird, and indeed I come to you from the Faith Deliverance Lighthouse Prophetic Ministries. Yes, we are located in Ochiria, St. Anne, also in Duncan, Trelawney, letting you know that each and every Saturday I will be the prophetic voice with the prophetic wave. You can't afford to miss me. I'm going to bring you a word of hope, a word of change, and a word that will turn your life forevermore. And tune in each and every Saturday from the hour of 12 to 1. Peace, I'm out.
Vejan Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Vejan Printers, your best choice in printing.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
You can call us at 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
How are you today? Welcome back.
Good morning, Pastor.
Thank you for waiting, my brother. I had to run through some business. What's up?
Yeah, man. And it's something like this. That dovetail into what I want to say this morning to you.
Mm-hmm.
the business aspect. Now, I show the station here, you see.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want it. They want to develop a reputation that any man can come up on the station, and because you have to think about attracting advertisement and all that type of thing there.
Mm-hmm.
And every station is a station where people believe that any man can come and come talk some little foolishness, like the previous caller a while ago where said tough time and inject HIV in people and all that foolishness there. I don't know if you can use your your influence and kind of stop them things at the track.
Okay.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Because the station, remember the station have a track advertisement, you know.
Right, that's correct. Mm-hmm.
And when certain people listen to all them foolishness, their man a contact woman and inject HIV in a man and all them something there. Then you will limit the prospect of getting certain people from advertising on the station.
Mm-hmm.
So
Point
I don't
well
know.
made,
I don't know
because it is about pressing a button and saying, because as I was saying to him, you know, some of the times people say some things and them don't even understand what they are saying. So thank you for that. But anything
yeah, man, we don't want to say put them so low that a man feel like he can any little foolishness in mind tell himself to say. He can come out. And you see, when people talk about people have free speech and I'm gonna go say, boy, when the man say the man free to say what he must say and how determine the man attack foolishness and all that type of thing. We can always say that, you know, because everything a man say, we can say a foolishness in attack, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But then where are the evidence?
Right. But
we have to lift the thing up, man. We can't come with them full of foolishness all the while that about man inject HIV in a man and all them foolishness. And then, when we know there's no fact, there's nothing like that took place. Anyhow, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's you know, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, one of the things that I observe
mm-hmm.
in this country,
mm-hmm.
and it bothers me because the transportation system, and it appears that the transportation is going right back to where it was a couple years ago before they put in the JOTC.
You mean, well, all right, you can give us a history lesson. So, I grew up with Penovaland. You remember that? The one bus.
Yes, man.
Penovaland
and Bronx and Western Fair, man.
Yes, man. So we'd come in with that, and you'd have to get up early if you need to catch that to go to school or anything. And then we moved into where you got these sub franchises with Mr. Millwood and thing. You remember the Patty Pan, right?
Right. And the shutter thing come about and the no school as business came about.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And especially in the corporate era where school children were treated so badly.
They were not humans.
They were not humans.
Yeah.
And it surprises me that even some of those children have now become adults.
Are doing the same thing.
And instead of supporting the JOTC so it can stay on the road and be viable. Them could tax the business and everything there, and they don't realize that what they are doing, they're biting. They come like a bite down that feed because they don't take the bus, you know, and the bus becomes, you know, unprofitable, and the government and then close down the thing. We got right back to the days of the shutter business.
But you know, as you say that, my son who takes the public transport, and he was saying to me, he was relating the experience. I think it's Thursday or Friday. He took a taxi from downtown up to Halfway Tree, and then from Halfway Tree he took a bus up to where we live. And him say, Daddy, it seemed like I was on a hell ride.
Yeah, man.
In terms of the taxi driver and what he was doing. And then him say no. And one of the coasters, he couldn't understand the man went through the different plazas. So you're supposed to go down Eastwood Park Road, then into halfway tree into Constant Swing. What the gentleman did was go across the road and then drive through all of the different plazas. And him say no man, he called it a drive to hell.
you see, I don't understand.
Go ahead.
I don't understand us in this country, Don't understand the people of this country, Because sometimes I hear some of the criticism, Mark, I am not here to say that the JUTC is running as it should be, But instead of we demanding that the authorities, that is what you're lacking in this country, We don't demand the authorities. We see something that can work, and instead of we trying to place emphasis on the authority to make the thing work, to improve the thing. We don't do anything, and we criticize the thing, and want to make the thing break down.
All right, because you remember Mr. Fletcher, the gentleman who was an expat, came back, had experience working overseas in the thing, and he came and he started, and then he began to lament and to say, no man, they're really not committed to doing the things that would cause for a proper public transportation system. Because my youngest son was saying to me one day, Daddy, this thing not working. And I said, because we need to support it, and we need to put more money in the JUTC, because what has happened, if we are honest with ourselves, the necessary expertise to run such an organization need funding, and it need the technical know-how.
Yes, you see what the government has done, They don't get the qualified people to run these organizations. They then use them friends.
Right.
And sometimes because of lack of technical ability and technical skill per personnel, why these organizations run down, And when the organization them run down, you say, boy, government can't run nothing. And as soon as the government divests it, the same man who used to be employed in the organization are there and run it. NCB is a prime example. Them say government could run NCB because they lose the money, and then the same man them are running. When the man do buy NCB, you never employ, and the same man them who used to be in charge of NCB run it profitably, Most of them,
Yeah, but you need to. Somebody said to me one time, because I worked in the NGO, them says, if you give government $1, it becomes 50 cents. If you give an NGO $1, they make it $10. And if you give it to the private sector, they turn it $2, because the miracles that people in the non-governmental organization do with the resources, it just blow your mind. Turns out they're magnified. And so I'm in agreement with you in regards to that, enlighten that we must make the things that we need to, they must work. Because remember, months ago, there's something that came out that a gentleman says, you can fix the public system in Kingston and St. Andrew by setting up a monorail. And him said that would cost him about $30 million to put in a proper system. So instead of the congestion on the road, they have a rail that is overhead and runs and thing. And he said it can work. He looked at the feasibility. And at the same time, the government signed a contract for $279 million it was for the bypass road in Montego Bay. And I was saying, in the metropolitan area in Kingston alone, you have how much people live in Kingston and St. Andrew? 1.5 million people, or something like that?
Could be.
Yeah.
I don't have a direct figure, but it could be close to that.
Yeah. So we have to take the strategic decisions, I believe, long term, explain it to the people and do it. Because we become very expedient in the things we're doing, and then we hold our head and say, geez.
When we talk about private sector companies, right? Any company that is successful in Jamaica, is not abroad and go get people from to come run the company.
Same Jamaican.
It's the same Jamaican,
Mm-hmm.
So if the government own something like the JOT or railway or whatever they own. And they decide to get, even if they not have the technical people here, and they decide to employ people from abroad. They can, what is the government in this country, both this one now and the farmer government, especially this government here. Too much friendship.
Nepotism. That's what we call it. Nepotism.
Nepotism, right. That's what I was searching for. And them don't imply the person them are the people them that is capable and independent minded, and we do the work that is supposed to do, make the country move forward.
And give them the funds to do it. Sometimes
it's not even the funds they're not getting up.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not the funds they're not getting, them just getting the wrong set of people don't know nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You get a man you get all right. Some of the money that them spend on these roads that they claim to them billion. It's the same amount of money sometimes if original public works is used and build them road and build it good enough.
Tell me about it. Yeah.
But these men these people that them say them building road nowadays, them not have no expertise in building road, you know. Because number one, when you see them building road, you see them building road them. When you look at the type of equipment them have some you can roll out them a road, you can roll by on a compact road. That can't compact road.
Yeah, you need the heavy
thing. That's compact road, you know.
Yeah.
And them using the wrong type of mall. When the mall when them put on there when you pass there and breeze blow, you see it blow like flower.
Mm-hmm.
Because people that do have the knowledge of building road in this country, otherwise them say boy mall can't build road. If you compact mall is almost like can compact and become like stone, you know.
Yeah. It's just the expertise and the know-how.
But you have to have the right type of equipment to compact the mall the right and proper way.
Yeah.
And when you compact it, you have to dig it up and test it again and compact it and all them type of things. The whole time public works, the whole time special works. Public works have a department they call special works. That used to build the mall.
Yeah, but
build the road.
But then but the people public works has don't become NAA, you know. Don't forget that. But you wonder about the expertise, because I think the expertise is there, but some of the times, because it is expedient to finish a thing in a certain time, you don't spend the time to lay the foundation well.
Those expertise, you say, NWA is almost like a private company now, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So the public works, the public works, NWA is supposed to supervise the road, but the whole expertise is not there anymore, and the way the things is structured nowadays, it is not. It is that open up to that type of scrutiny like what used to happen when because I remember when the public used to build the road, they never had no incentive to do shoddy work, you know.
They have to do it well.
They have to do it well because these men now, they have incentive not to do a good job because them dig the road, dig up tomorrow man and then go back and fix it again and get more money.
Aye, my friend. So there needs to be a change in mindset. There needs to be accountability.
We as the citizens of this country, man, need to wake up, man,
and demand more.
And demand that the government, and when we see something and something look like it can work, and we lose that thing like institutional memory now.
That's true.
It's like people don't remember what used to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Because even the Bagua goes where you say a flood every minute. It never used to happen one at a time. You know why it never used to happen? Public works used to have a crane around there and dredge the river.
Okay.
They used to have a crane around there permanently to dredge. No one if nobody know. I must be the oldest man at Jamaica. I can't remember them.
You know the oldest man. I remember it too. But you talk about maintenance. It's something I was saying earlier, that in terms of the maintenance of the infrastructure in the public health system, maintenance, it things.
Public works used to have a department that used to fix everything in a hospital and thing, you know.
Wow.
We have a department named DEMS, Department of Electrical and Mechanical Service. It used to be down nearby Tivoli Garden, you know. Them used to have artisans that go and go fix everything in the government service, you know.
Yeah. All right, Enlighten. You bring us through the past, but some of the times you need the history to help us to see where we need to be going and what we need to be doing. Because we cut off ourselves from the past, but Marcus say people need to know their past in order to go into the future. Thanks, my brother.
All right, I have some more things to talk about.
All right, then. All right, good. Yeah. All right. You know, caller, good morning. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Hello?
Good morning. Go ahead, sir. Sorry about that.
Yeah, man. That's cool, man. Yeah, man. Morning, sir. Morning, Pastor. I'm here for the last week and a half.
Stop. We are back, man. We're back. And we're coming forward. Minett is away doing something, but we are here. We are here, continuing to listen to the voices and trying to challenge it into solutions. What's on your mind today, my brother?
Yeah, man. Watching the Integrity Commission over there.
Yes.
The JAG clause apprehend them from doing their job.
You think the gag clause?
Yeah.
They seem to think so. Some people say no. What is your opinion on it?
I don't know anything about the gag clause. That's it.
Okay. So the gag clause was saying that if my memory serves me correctly, don't quote me on this. They were saying that they needed to be able to give up-to-date information. No wait until it got to Parliament in order to do it. But some people are contending, no, you don't have to do that. You don't send the thing come Parliament, because when it comes to Parliament, it is an open book. But they say, no, that's not how we interpret. I think it was section 36 of it, because they were pushing for amendment to that to happen. So remember that whole thing about the gag clauses before the Joint Select Committee and the Integrity Commission, and they're moving, listening, because we made a presentation and they invite us to come back as the Morning Connection. Because what we did was to take the voices that come on the program, put it together in a presentation, so they invite us to come back and make the presentation. Yeah.
So what are you saying? It doesn't.
The jury is still out. The jury is still out on it. That's what I'm saying. Because some people have different opinion. The jury is out on it. The people from Integrity say they think it is preventing them. Other people, some of the people in the house are saying no. So we're hoping that at the end of it, something will happen, that there's not this perception that it is preventing them from speaking about everything without going to Parliament. Yeah.
Did you get a look at the new proposed bail bill?
No, I have not done that. And you know that is Miss Minett expertise, so she coming back to look at it too. You have anything to say about it?
Yeah, man. One section I'm gonna like.
Yes, tell us about it.
Let me tell you which section. Oh, I don't like the new bail bill, the entitlement to bail. We know that always entitled to bail. But
under the Constitution.
This is the part I'm gonna like. Section 14.4. And when we look at section 14.4, when we put it again, the clause 7.2 of the new proposed bail bill, there is some things where I can't see through, because in section 14.4, the Constitution which provides any person which in custody and waiting for bail, or detained and in custody, should always entitled to bail on reasonable cause. If there is some other little things where would have insufficient to grant bail. But when we look at something else over in clause 7.2, it just not add up to me, honestly.
Okay. It was tabled in the House in October. Remember, there's a difference between a bill and an act. Bill is under consideration. An act is when the Governor General sign off and it is gazetted. So I have it up here. Let me see what you're saying. Because As you know, Minett is the person trained in law. I am just.
Me don't know else.
But she's it. No, the lady who is normally here, she's trained in the law, so she can give you a proper response. Yes. Because I don't find it. Is it I'm looking for? So you are saying on the face of it, you are not comfortable with what it is saying because you are entitled to bail unless there's some restriction that the law says you're going to be a flight risk or some of the time they don't give you bail to protect yourself. You know that, right?
Yeah, man, I know.
Yeah. So you have a concern with that era. Repeat it again for me now, please, my brother, as we're going to the break.
Let me go through it before you go to the break. Let me go through it. That is guaranteed in Section 14 of the Constitution, which provides that any person that which and trial and detained under the Constitution shall entitle to bail on reasonable condition unless sufficient cause there to help him or she custody. That's Section 14.
Right.
But you see, when we look at Clause 7.2, it in relation to defendant charged with the offense of murder where self-defense does not arise and where the murder committed in certain circumstances that arises to capital.
Them can't get bail.
Yeah. So in terms of that, I am saying that the judge already have room where he could have denied you bail or where that he could have let you have bail. But when you are hearing that if the murder took place in an area under the state of emergency or in a ZOZO or in a SOE, you are not entitled to bail. But under Section 14.1, you can see where bail should always be granted unless reasonable cause. So is it this new clause of the new proposed bill is saying that we're adding some additional
That's what it would. That's what it on the face of it, based on what you read, that's what it looks like. So it takes what it is doing is taking away from the prerogative of the judge.
Yeah.
To do that. And some people would say no, but the judge must know in terms of it. So what it is doing is restricting what the judge can do in the instance. That's just based on what you have said, that's my reading of it. Yeah. And of course, you have a concern with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think people have that concern too. That it's becoming more restrictive and kind of telling the judge what him can do, what him can't do. But he understands the law. He has the information in front of him in terms of what him can do and what can't do. So leave it up to him because these men and women are learned in the law and they are people who have good judgment in most instances. Yeah.
I understand. Have to come to the liberty rights when you go to the break and come back.
All right, then. You're going to wait?
Yes, please.
All right.
Cool.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how you do I take taxi style?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and I check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? You waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose a problem and get back your transmission brand new with them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. You hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, senior.
You big star. Yeah, man. Respect my boss.
Yeah, try calling him, cause trust me.
Waiters, Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
What a relief.
He's coming back.
Yes, indeed, it's redemption time with Apostle Clive Campbell, presenting a life-changing, life-challenging message to encourage, inspire, and motivate you towards your destiny. Every Tuesday night from 9:30 p.m. until 12:30 a.m. and on Saturday from 9 o'clock until 10, right here on Bess100 FM. It's redemption time.
I'm standing firm. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Hi everyone, I am your radio host, Prophetess Apostle Zania Bird, and indeed I come to you from the Faith Deliverance Lighthouse Prophetic Ministries. Yes, we are located in Ochiria, St. Anne, also in Duncan, Trelawney, letting you know that each and every Saturday I will be the prophetic voice with the prophetic wave. You can't afford to miss me. I'm going to bring you a word of hope, a word of change, and a word that will turn your life forevermore. And tune in each and every Saturday from the hour of 12 to 1. Peace, I'm out.
Vegan Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Vegan Printers, your best choice in printing.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
You can call us at 926-3866. We are something special on the road.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Good morning, caller. Welcome back. Thanks for holding. I found the bail act, but go ahead to the next one you wanted to make mention of. Mm-hmm.
All right. Since you found him, I'm not going to leave it some more. Help me through it. We see clause 773, J, K, and I. You would like to outline what are those things in that section for me, please?
Section 73.
Yes, 73, J, K, and I. J, I, J, and K.
Any evidence? The one that says in terms of the firearm, that part?
Firearm? Oh, I was coming from clause 72, so I read 73, I, J, and K.
Okay. No, all right. Because there are some other people holding. Just give me the other point and then we can probably look back at it tomorrow again. All right? The other point you want to say. So, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. The other point from a client wanted to say.
Okay.
Oh, the two main reasons for rewriting of the charter is the liberty right and the new proposed bill. So there was some things in the liberty right where, understand, is it then when the liberty right rewrite now, it is going to give the people of Jamaica an absolutely right, or the liberty right is going to be just like the 2011 piece of legislation, right? And absolutely, so the government still can limit your right under certain circumstances, or we are going to know the rights now.
Okay. But remember, when you have a right, you have a responsibility, and there is a balancing act, because you can, as it were, say, as a citizen, I have a right to do anything that I want to do. But how does that work in relation to the fact that you are in community? Because we must always remember that, And that is a libertarian view that says because it is I am free, I can do anything you want, you don't remember that you live in community, because out of the community the laws have come.
Yeah.
So if you understand that, there's always a balancing act that needs to happen. You're an individual and there are some rights that you have, but those rights are in a community of people. So there's always a balancing act. So even with what happened in the case of a national disaster, the government has a right to say, no, you can't do that right now because we have to think about the other people that are there. Because you're in community, not true?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's always that tension in terms of balancing your rights with the responsibility and the fact that you live in community.
Yeah.
All right?
So for this 2011 piece of legislation, we know that as of from 2011, it was some amendments so that the government can prove so whatever he's doing is demonstrable, justified, and free and fair in a democratic society. So let me put this into context for you. Is it people who curse online and use expletive or some other derogative speech, police is going to go and look for them and lock them up as of this new right of the charter?
I don't know. You're asking me to comment on something that I have not looked at, and in all fairness, I really couldn't do that. So what you're asking me to do, and I if you can wait when Minett comes out, then we can take that on for you in terms of when you're saying the change to the liberty, how do we balance that? Because remember earlier, we spoke about there were some changes to the, I think it was the one to do with transport, that if a policeman figure that some official from the transport authority figure that you said something to them, you could be fined or locked up. You remember that?
$500,000.
You remember that? So that
$500,000 for using expletive.
Yes, right. So that we were saying, but Jamaicans use bad word all of the time. So if and for me, funny, it has become adjectives. You book up your friend, or you do my friend and you tell him some bad word, I don't mean anything at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
but people curse online at all time, and the police don't go and look for them and lock them up.
Right. So the question is how you balance that, how you enforce that. Because when you put in a law into thing, how do you enforce that? Because you can use the laws that is set up, you can use it for it to become draconian and become oppressive to the people. So we have to be careful. And I think my co-presenter pointed that out when that came into being. All right?
Yeah, man. Thanks very much, Pastor. They look for the charter of right and the liberty right. I pay very, very good attention. Miss Emily Shields struck 2 from the book. Mr. Mullins struck 1. And Mr. Mullins have 2 more for struck from the Rehabilitation and Offenders Act for me today.
All right, then, brother. Thanks for calling. Where are you calling us from anyway?
East Central.
All right. You are East Central. All right, Bridget. Good. Yeah, man. Take care.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good. Because it's kind of interesting that he raised those points. And I was in a forum and somebody was raising the point about civics. Welcome, caller. Morning, caller.
Yeah, morning.
Morning. How you doing?
I'm here.
Yes. What you have on your mind? You call us when we're on the closing end of the show. So make your point and make it quick, my brother.
All right. Hear the point now. The point is, into your mind, the first revolution starts is to identify your spirituality first.
Okay,
then
that you're a spiritual being. Hold on.
Existence.
Wait, stop. You need to slow down. That we can't. So you said the first thing that begins in terms of the revolution is to take responsibility for yourself in terms of what is happening in your mind. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right. Then after that, what happened?
Well, no, you have to identify that identity that is the source, energy of all existence.
All right.
That is right in front of you right now.
So you are saying, having identified that you are a spiritual being, the spiritual being must have a source. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Physical and spiritual, the two of them combined.
Yeah,
together.
because we are created as spirit, soul, and body. Good. Go ahead. Next thing.
Yeah, so what I'm saying to you now, if we don't acknowledge that identity of the spiritual that can guide the physical along the way, within a communication on a oneness level. I can't tell you, say, I can't see the maker of the universe because I'm right in front of everyone eyesight, and no one escape that sight because it is in oneness with its creation. So understand that?
Yeah, so what you're saying is the word of God says the heavens declare the glory of God and the firmament speaks of his handiwork. So it's always present in front of us. So it's important that we acknowledge it and allow for that to direct and guide our paths.
Yes, remember now me I listening from morning, you know.
Yes.
And when me I listening, you talk about much about light.
Yes.
Light and reality to this.
Yes.
You have light and the darkness right here.
Okay.
So if you don't talk on a balance, that you overstand your consciousness in a positive. Remember, so we're coming to enslavement system, you know.
True.
It now let you go.
Right. So you have to break free from it.
Begin with your spirituality within your mind first. Clear that.
Yes.
Once you clear that, that clear all barriers.
Okay.
That is the source of life.
True.
So it have an identity when we can acknowledge it.
Yes.
Anywhere.
Okay.
Anywhere. Over the universe in oneness, not a division. So everything show you a shadow. Why?
Because there's light and darkness.
Yeah, and you're in the womb of the darkness.
So
while you're in the womb shows you that there's a reflection of the womb identity.
Okay.
That still exists, but your mind trapped for not knowing the truth about life.
So you shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free?
You can see the truth into you, but you're not willing yet to acknowledge that identity.
And accept what it is?
Yes.
Okay.
So all of your people that say, them go to church. The church can be anywhere, anytime, anyhow. To sit down and meditate the most high within the I self.
Okay. Because in him we live and move and have our being.
Yes. Congregation is when you gather now to pull forward a movement to liberate and set things straight.
That's correct.
All right. So you are on a level now of the I supreme identity in oneness unto its creation. So we are both physical and spiritual. The physical is even the problem.
So we need to allow for the spiritual to lead the physical. That's what you say.
You just get into the identity of oneness.
But interesting as you speak that. When Nicodemus came to Jesus and say you have to be born again. You have to come into reality that you are first spirit, then the spirit, soul, and body. So the spirit is what must lead the physical body in the earth. That's what you say.
Repeat again.
It is the spirit that must lead the body in the earth. You have to be born again of spirit.
Yeah, of the spirit.
Yeah, man. All right.
Yeah, man. I this right there now.
Okay.
Because as I tell you, say now, there is technology to a level. Remember, say now, our ancestors go through enslavement, that is the chain taking off our hands and feet. One way them can chain you again is how?
In your mind.
All right. And the mind is what? Technology. Straight to your mind. Me observe people using phone and I go across a road. And me see one because to Empress. You see, can't come and lick you down.
Yeah.
Why? Because the phone itself track into the mindset.
No,
and when track into the mindset, it dominates you. Oh. You are not yourself anymore.
Well,
it's all you use phone. Is hello, Ray, set a thing, come on, fight and get a break.
No, because
once you on it, it will dominate you. That's how it's set.
Okay, so what you're saying is because it's just being conscious because a lot of people become so distracted, which is what happened with that lady. She's so into the phone that she's focusing on what is happening and forget the reality round about her. So
all right.
So therefore, what you're encouraging us to be not so much caught up in the technology, but
sure.
All right then. So I have to go leave in no darkness because the time come.
Oneness, you know.
Oneness.
Universal. Everyone have to show them identity of the darkness of the shadow. With light throughout the universe. That's how me balance my thing, you know.
All right, then.
Bless up, bless.
Bless up, good. You know, it's interesting. We learn to listen to each other, to clarify, to see that we are on the same thing. You know, as we come to wrapping up the show today, some of the points that were raised, I think, was very, very important. In terms of taking responsibility for the things we can take responsibility for, and then in the same breath hold our leaders accountable for what we have given them responsibility for. We so much time descend into what I call cascas over things when we really need to, as Jamaicans, have a consensus position which is good for everybody. What is good for the goose is good for the gander. And those policy perspectives do not change when government change, because government is there for the betterment of the people. But what has evolved, and we need to be so careful about what has evolved over time, is that the government believe that they have the supreme right of kings to rule, and nobody can say anything to them. They need to be reminded that they rule on behalf of God, because all authority has come from God. He has delegated this authority to us. And then the other thing which is so very frightening for a lot of people is that the authority that has been delegated to you, you are going to be held accountable for it. Every man is going to have to give an account for the things that he has done. So make sure when you're doing the things in this life, you are fearing God, but you're loving your neighbor as yourself. And as I keep saying, put yourself in the other man's shoe. If you were in that position, what it is that you'd want, for how you want that person to treat with you. We need to become more accountable for our actions. And remember this, I can say this as a pastor, and I've done many, many, many funerals, high and low. When you are doing that, whether the person is cremated or you put the body in the casket, I have never seen any of the things that we so hug up and hold on to going there with us. I've seen instances where gentleman was buried and they put all of him gold and so on with him. And the report that came back to me is that they put it and he was buried in the private cemetery at the family plot, and the next day they found the place desecrated, meaning that somebody go in the coffin, take out all of the gold and thing in the night, and this is what happened. So gentle people, just remember the way that we deal with each other in terms of relationships is so, so very important. Relate to your brother, your sister, relate in your family, relate in your co-worker in a way that says that you love them, that you care for them, that they are a person of worth, and you do all of that because you understand that the Father is looking down, and at some point in time, people, you are going to be held accountable. So when you're leaving, make sure you're leaving a legacy of good works, of goodness, a legacy of love, a legacy of impact that changed the world and made it a better place because you were here. So I encourage you, with all of the things that are happening, the issue in regards to Mr. Tufton is still there. Whatever camps there are in the governing party, we'll soon hear that come out, because what is done in the darkness soon come to the light. Just remember that. What has happened in terms of the whole thing with land. Land is important to God. He gave us this land. He asks us to administer the land on his behalf in a right way, in a just way, so that everybody can get them piece of the rock and enjoy it. What we see happening even in terms of this land grab and people getting 1,400 or 3,000 or all different kind of things. I hope that the people are getting this land, is doing it for the goodness of the community, the good use of the community round about them. They're turning it into all of these crops. Because as somebody pointed out who called, this whole thing in regards to feeding ourselves, it becoming a bigger reality for all of us who live in this world. So walk good. Don't buck your toe. Remember, continue to believe that there's a new beginning, that change is happening, that change is coming for all of us. The question is, are we ready for the change that needs to happen? Remember, the change begins with you first. and you become the change agent in your family, in your community, in this nation. Walk good on Buckito. This is Percival Palmer signing off on behalf of the Morning Connection. See you tomorrow as we enter into prayer. And just if you want to send something that you think we need to pray about, send it to engineering.bess@gmail.com. All right, and tomorrow, God's willing, we're having a special guest, somebody who I believe stands in the place to really pray and begin to break the back of crime and violence in our country based on their experience. Bless you.
Sometimes the streets cause so much pressure. But we won't give up, even if it gets tougher. Whenever you make it through the day, you have to give
way, somehow. Won't stop now. Yeah. Won't stop now. Yeah. We gon' make it some way, somehow. Yeah. Alright. Everybody have their own story. But no matter what, I judge, I get the glory. There's enough of them, this and they on the shore. Of this I am sure, just not judge, don't you worry. I know I'm not time for me, so with Babylon. Time for uniting as Zion, honey, and militant, we have each other in the land. Hey. Know where you're going, where you're from. Won't stop now. Won't stop now. Yeah. Yeah. We gon' make it some way, somehow. Won't stop now. Won't stop now. Yeah. We gon' make it some way, somehow. Yeah. Them say when we going get stuff, the tough gets going, so we never give up. I want a positive movement, surely we tell the ghetto youths keep it up. Cause I judge I got the power and the mind. All the wicked them a fight. Alright, yeah. Out of the dark to the light. Won't stop now. Won't stop now. Yeah. We gon' make it some way, somehow. Won't stop now. Yeah. Won't stop now. Yeah. We gon' make it some way, somehow. Yeah. Alright. All them a go on now. Yeah. Judge, I got the power. Yeah. It's a diamond, tell them. Dirty wicked get the power. All them a go on now. And Judge, I got the power. Yeah. We now stand tell them.